This is Boston Bruins hockey, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local New England Honda dealers. Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over, the Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, Ticketmaster, Charles D. Sheehy, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, tonight we bring you the first ever meeting between the Boston Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club. Good evening to you and welcome to Bruins Hockey. Joined alongside by a former member of the Utah Grizzlies, a man who knows this building very well, Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Excited to be back?
I'm really excited to be back here. It's been a good couple of days. This building brings back some really good memories. A long time ago, but brings back some great memories.
Jim Montgomery, who also played here a few years after you did, said the same thing this morning. Said he really enjoyed his time here. We'll talk about the building. We'll talk about the Utah Hockey Club coming up. But right now, let's talk about the Boston Bruins coming off a 5-3 win over Colorado on Wednesday night. Get them back above the 500 mark for the season in a game that really through most of the first two periods, they were pretty dominant against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, most of it, right? I mean, maybe the last few minutes of the second period, they sat back a little bit. Certainly the third period, I thought maybe they sat back a little bit, but you also expected a push from the Avalanche, especially their best players. I mean, you know, and they're not really, they finally got a win last night, but it was their best players that got it done for them. And you're talking about Rantanen, and you're talking about Makar, and you're talking about McKinnon. You know, those guys were trying to will them back into that game, but the Bruins did what they needed to. You know, they had a good composure. Maybe they didn't have the forechecking that they had through the first 40, but they hung in there. They did the right things. They played the right way. They gave up 3 power play goals in that game. I guess that's one area you can look at and say, okay, we've got to try to clean that up. And, you know, against a team that's got a pretty good power play here today in Utah, you got to make sure that you try to stay out of the box. They don't draw a lot of penalties, Utah doesn't, but you got to make sure you stay out of the box because they do have a good forward group that can hurt you there. But I liked a lot of what the Bruins did. That forechecking game was the most impressive for me. The way that they got on pucks, the way that they pinned Colorado back in their own zone, and it was wave after wave after wave. It wasn't just one line. Fourth line continues to shine. We know that, but it was more of a complete effort, I thought, by the Bruins in that game. Defensemen were, you know, in sync with the forwards and connected with the forwards, especially in that offensive end, when to pinch, when not to pinch, when to get involved. And, you know, it showed. They did a really good job, really, against a team that was down some good players in Colorado, and they attacked them and they exploited them.
The scoring coming from the first line. You mentioned the fourth line continues to be excellent, but Jim Montgomery still trying to find the best fits in the middle six. Looks like both Morgan Geekie and Justin Brazeau likely to draw back into the lineup tonight after being healthy scratches on Wednesday. Montgomery talked about what he wants to see from those guys in particular.
More energy, more determined puck possession, creating more turnovers, being a little more relentless, you know, in their pursuit of pucks.
Yeah, so they got the, you know, you sit Lori in game 2, and I think he got the right response from him. Now he's come back with 4 points, and he's been assertive. He's been doing some really good things. That's what you're hoping. You're hoping to get the attention. Morgan Geekie hasn't been a healthy scratch since he's been here at the beginning of last season, right? But trying to get their attention. Brazeau can play a bigger role in what he's capable of doing. He's not going to run guys over, but he's got to protect pucks down low. He's got to make plays down low. He's been around the net. He hasn't really been rewarded for it just yet, but he had one goal that was called back. He didn't have the goal, but he was called back because he had a little goalie interference. But he can work below the dots, below the tops of the circles, and be an effective type of player for the Bruins. But he's got to play that way. So he's going to get the audition today on the line with Coyle and Marchand. And this is the third player that we've seen there. We saw Geekie there for a couple of games. You got last game with Trent Frederick, and now you're going to have Brazeau there. So it's been a revolving door and kind of a tryout in a sense to see who's best fit for that line right now.
Montgomery says he expects this Utah Hockey Club is going to provide them a good test tonight.
Their speed and transition is very noticeable. They got 3 lines that can score. So, I mean, we're just going to have to be really good at checking. We're going to have to be really good at getting above pucks so that they got to come through us. Very similar to Colorado. Colorado's a speed team that caught us with some odd man rushes. We gave up too many odd man rushes last game, but for the majority of the game, we were very good and sound in our checking.
Yeah, when you say above pucks, right? I mean, you don't want to be giving up those odd man rushes. And if the puck gets turned over in a certain area, or if Utah gets possession of it in their zone, you've got to be above it so that you're not getting caught on an odd man rush. Look, if you get into a track meet with Arizona, I said Arizona, I knew I would do it. If you get into a track meet with Utah, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to play right into their hands. They're not a great defensive team. They've been able to score. They've scored 20. They've allowed 19. So you're going to be able to exploit them defensively, especially with Dursey being out of the lineup. That's an area where you really try to attack this team. But if you get into that kind of track meet and allow their offensive players to be good offensive players, I think you're playing right into their hands, and that's an area. I know that they're trying to clean that area up as well, but for the Bruins, I'll continue to say it. They're going to win games if you play good team defense. You get the goaltending. You expect to get the goaltending. Play good team defense, and don't give don't give them the odd man rushes. Don't give them the opportunities off of turnovers, making sure that you're protecting the puck and taking care of it and making the smart plays, and then be above the puck where you're not getting caught shorthanded coming back.
Bruins defenseman Hampus Lindholm, a goal and an assist in that game on Wednesday night. Talked about the kind of game the Bruins want to play tonight.
We really talked before the game, try to get pucks down low and get to that Bruins hockey, like winning battles and get some momentum from that. I think we did a great job with that. Even D-zone, like breaking out, kind of supporting each other to give some hold-ups, playing that tougher type hockey instead of making it easy on ourselves. We do that hard stuff, and then we get out of our zone and get into their zone.
Yeah, look, they want to put pucks deep. They want to put pucks behind the D and get in there and pound them. It's much like what Florida does to teams. I think that's the kind of the blueprint of what the Bruins are trying to strive for, and that's, when they had an eye towards that in the off season when they acquired guys. Got the identity on them. I'll still call it the fourth line, but the identity, fourth line's playing more than some of the other lines. But put pucks behind the D and get in there on the forecheck, and make it uncomfortable for teams to have to go back and play inside their own zone. And for 2 periods the other day against Colorado, they absolutely did that. They definitely want to do it today against this Utah team.
Well, coming up here on our Bruins pregame show, we'll go around the NHL, including Matt Duchene and the Stars taking on the Oilers today.
Bouchard lost his footing, gets back upright. Marchment, though, gloves it to himself. He's in, pass, score! Duchene, set up by Marchment.
I'll chat with Bruins head coach Jim Montgomery about tonight's game.
In order for us to have success, we're going to have to be above pucks, and we have to be committed to checking. If we do those things, I do think we will have success.
And up next, we'll take a look at today's opponent, the Utah Hockey Club.
Now it's Clayton Keller for Utah. With Schmaltz across the line, give and go. Keller scores!
That's next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
At Hotels.com, we know some travelers crave an ocean breeze. Others don't want to deal with sand. And oftentimes, those two people end up together. Compare properties side by side to find yourself poolside, oceanside, and still in a relationship. Find your perfect somewhere with Hotels.com.
Attention all enthusiasts. It's the 38th Annual Sports and Card Memorabilia Show at the Shriners Auditorium. November 1st through the 3rd, sponsored by 98.5 The Sports Hub. Over 40 stars. Ray Borg, Crawley Fingers, Chris Hogan, Sony Michelle, Trot Nixon, and many more. November 1st through the 3rd. Visit SureShotPromotions.com.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 of Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Haunt Fest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic, with free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Haunt Fest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol, William Grant & Sons Inc., New York.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Schmaltz taps it ahead for Sergachev, who tries to tap it back. The Ducks pursue the puck. Carlson with the steal. Score! Leo wins it in overtime!
Back here in Utah Hockey Club, the opponent tonight for the Boston Bruins, and they've gotten off to a solid start here in their first year in Salt Lake City, winning their opener, winning their first 3 games on the schedule. They've got points in 4 out of their first 5 games so far, but Andre Tourigny's team has allowed a lot of goals over those 5 games.
I think we need to be better in our track, no doubt about it. We need to be better in our coverage on the rush again. I think we're excellent in our D zone. We need to be better with the puck in our zone. I think we need to cut the number of rush again, and we need to stay out of the box as well. We take a lot of penalty in that create a situation where we wear down some of our players, so we need to stay out of the box.
Yeah, there's certain areas that they're trying to clean up. They're an exciting young group. I know that they've added a couple of veterans, including Sergachev in the big trade with the Tampa Bay Lightning during the offseason, and he'll help solidify that back end, especially when Durzee's back in the lineup. Durzee's means a lot to them. He's out right now with an injury, but they are an exciting group up front. You know, you look down the list, and they've built through the draft for the most part. You know, you've got from 2016 to 2022, you've got guys in the lineup right now. 16, Clayton Keller. 18 was Barrett Hayton. 21 was Dylan Gunther. 21 was also a second-round pick was Doan. And 22 is Logan Cooley. All in the lineup here today. So they built through the draft, and they have a lot of draft capital that they've made a couple of trades with, but also that they still remain intact here moving forward. They're playing a little bit of the long game where they're going to try to be patient. They had a nice thing on with Bill Armstrong going through the draft this year, you know, as we were sitting here waiting for the pregame show to start. And, you know, just he talked about being patient. He talked about playing that long game, that he feels that these young guys, as they continue to develop and kind of play out of the mold that they're looking for, that they are really excited about what this team can bring. I mean, they had so many draft picks, and Billy Armstrong's been here since 2020. He didn't have many picks when he first started because they had lost some picks. They got penalized for some things that they did away from the ice. He was brought in 2020. He restocked the cupboard with draft picks, and now they're trying to play that long game. But this is an exciting team that can score if you will let them. If you let them play offense, if you let them go. You've got to try to do the same things that you do. You've got to try to grind them down back in their defensive zone. That's going to be a huge key for the Bruins today.
But you mentioned the injury to Dursey. He's going to be out 4 to 5 months, it sounds like, after an upper body injury earlier this week. They're also missing back on defense Marino, who's going to be out for months as well after he got injured training during the offseason. So they've got a lot of minutes that they've got to figure out how to fill on the back end, and we'll see how they can do that tonight. We will continue here with our Bruins pregame show as we get you ready for the Bees and the Utah Hockey Club. We'll check out the injury report and go around the NHL coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Attention all enthusiasts. It's the 38th Annual Sports and Card Memorabilia Show at the Shriners Auditorium. November 1st through the 3rd, sponsored by 98.5 The Sports Hub. Over 40 stars. Ray Borg, Crawley Fingers, Chris Hogan, Sony Michelle, Trot Nixon, and many more. November 1st through the 3rd. Visit SureShotPromotions.com.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue are going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two, and Tullamore, Tullamore, Tullamore Dew. It's a crazy world, so what do? You Tullamore, Tullamore, Tullamore Dew. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol. William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Hauntfest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic. With free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Hauntfest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
Hey, it's Maz. Are you tired of spending money repairing your heating or AC system year over year? Well, stop the cycle of costly repairs with Rodenheiser Home Services Fix It Forward program. Just show Rodenheiser any past repair bill, and they'll apply up to $550 as a down payment toward a brand new energy-efficient heating or AC system. And the repair bill can be from any HVAC company. Fix It Forward ends December 31st, so visit Rodenheiser.com/fixitforward to schedule a free consultation today. Nice people, great service since 1928.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Here's a quick look at tonight's injury report. No significant injuries right now for the Bruins. Riley Tufte, Max Jones, Parker Wotherspoon will be healthy scratches tonight for Utah. Sean Dursey, who we mentioned a few moments ago, along with defenseman John Marino, both out for months. And forward Nick Bjugstad has missed the beginning of the season, but is expected back at some point in the next week to 10 days. We'll go around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously?
Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into...
Oh, yeah!
Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
It seems like a second ago we were busting out sunscreen and hanging tin at the water park. Now we're carving out pumpkins and hanging cobwebs from our windows. A lot can happen in a second. That's why ADT spends all of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next-door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers in the industry, with real people giving you real peace of mind. Yes, this season may be spooky, but you can feel secure. Because when every second counts, you can count on ADT. Visit ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Let's go around the NHL. A busy Saturday, including some games already final. The Ottawa Senators, a 5-4 win over Tampa Bay this afternoon.
Point. Gets a puck. Can't get a shot away. Ottawa breaks it back up ice. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Pinto. Radish chasing him back in front again. Scores! Shorthanded goal for Ottawa, and they take a 2-goal lead as Breger fires in from the far side.
Yeah, Ottawa to hang on to win that game. As you mentioned, Ryan, 5-4 winners for the Ottawa Senators over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa drops its first game of the season, goes to 3-1 on the year. Ottawa 3-2. Batherson had 2 goals, 3 points in that one. Jake Sanderson 3 assists for Ottawa. And Nikita Kucherov keeps his hot hand going for the Tampa Bay Lightning with a goal and an assist.
The Detroit Red Wings visiting Nashville Predators dropped to 0-5 today.
Joe Veleno turns, fires, scores! Right out in front, it was Kopp who got a stick down to deflect it by Saros. The Red Wing fans here in Bridgestone Arena cheer, and the Red Wings regain the lead.
Yeah, a little closer than the score would indicate. It was 5-2 Detroit over Nashville, but there were 2 empty net goals. Detroit goes to 2-3 on the season, and as you mentioned, Ryan, 0-5 for the Nashville Predators, a team that many thought, I mean, it's very early yet, but many thought that might contend there out in the West. Right now, they've scored 10 goals. They've allowed 23 goals against in their first 5 games of the season. Stamkos did get on the board, his first of the season, 6 shots for him. And for the Detroit Red Wings, Alex Lyon, a good, strong performance in net, 37 saves. The Bruins will seed Nashville Predators on Tuesday.
A Western Conference final rematch earlier today. Dallas, a winner over Edmonton.
Bouchard lost his footing, gets back upright. Marchment, though, gloves it to himself. He's in, pass, score! Duchesne, set up by Marchment. Matt Duchesne has both, and the Stars double their lead.
Yeah, Dallas 4-1 winners over the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas goes to 5-1 on the season. Edmonton, who had won their previous 2 games, now falls to 2-4. 25 goals against for the Edmonton Oilers in those 6 games. And for the Dallas Stars, just the opposite. Only 9 goals against in the first 6 games of the season for the Dallas Stars. Duchesne had a pair of goals. Ottinger had 30 saves. New contract, by the way, for Jake Ottinger in the Dallas net. Stankoven, good-looking rookie, 2 assists for him. He's got now 7 assists in the first 6 games of the year.
Game that has just now gone final. Florida Panthers a winner at home over Vegas.
Yeah, that was an overtime win.
Through center, right sideline.
Yeah, it ended up being a 4-3 final. Gus Forsling just scoring the overtime game winner a few minutes ago. Meanwhile, there are some games in progress, including the New York Rangers on the road against Toronto.
Panarin with the puck. And hit the referee, got it off the boards. Well, shot, save on a deflection by Trumchak. Look for there, scores! Oh, that line does it again.
Yeah, you heard Panarin's name in there. He's off to an unbelievable start for the New York Rangers. Rangers up 2-0 on the Toronto Maple Leafs Hockey Night in Canada. That game is at the end of 2 periods in Toronto, and Rangers rolling right now 3-0-1 on the season to start.
Lots of goal scoring in New Jersey with the Capitals in town.
Rebound taken out of there as Ovechkin was looking for another multi-goal effort. Kept in point position. And Ringsight to the front door, deflection, score! The hits keep coming for Washington. It's 5-3.
And that is the score at the end of 2. They're tied at 2 after 2 with the Islanders and the Canadiens. The Vancouver Canucks have a 3-0 lead over Philadelphia in the second period. The Wild up 1-0 on Columbus in the after 2 periods of play. End of 2, the St. Louis Blues 3 and Carolina 1. And the Buffalo Sabres have a 2-0 lead over the Blackhawks after 1 period of play. 1 game later, Seattle hosting Calgary. We'll return to Utah, and I'll have a conversation with Jim Montgomery next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Attention all enthusiasts. It's the 38th annual Sports and Card Memorabilia Show at the Shriners Auditorium. November 1st through the 3rd, sponsored by 98.5 The Sports Hub. Over 40 stars. Ray Borg, Crawley Fingers, Chris Hogan, Sony Michelle, Trot Nixon, and many more. November 1st through the 3rd. Visit SureShotPromotions.com.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two, and Tullamore, Tullamore, Tullamore Dew. It's a crazy world, so what do? You Tullamore, Tullamore, Tullamore Dew. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol. William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Hauntfest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic, with free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Hauntfest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
Our pregame interview with Jim Montgomery is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Well, first off, let's talk a little bit about that Colorado game. You guys seem to have the ice kind of tilted one direction for a good portion of the first couple of periods. What did you feel like your team was doing offensively and defensively to keep control in that game?
I thought, we were establishing a good forecheck. I thought our decision-making and our puck management led to a lot of ozone time. And then I thought, combined with our forwards getting above pucks and our defensemen with good gaps, allowed us to develop a lot of ozone time.
They pushed hard at you in the third period. How'd you feel like you guys did defending the lead?
I thought we did really good. We only gave up 5 grade A chances the entire game. So I thought it was our best checking game. You know, you're playing against a team that is offensively as talented as Colorado. You got to expect them to push back. And with a 4-1 lead, that you're going to spend a little more time in our D zone. But I thought our poise in our D zone, coming out of D zone, we didn't do a lot of icings. We managed the game really well in the third, playing with the lead.
A couple of things coming out of that game. You guys gave up 3 power play goals. How do you clean that up?
Well, we're in McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen aren't going to be on the ice tonight. That's one thing. But, first of all, we got to make sure that we're taking smart penalties, hard-working penalties, or preventing scoring chances. And then when we get on, we got to be more in sync. I thought in zone, in particular, our handoffs and our stick positioning wasn't with the same detail that we're used to.
Charlie Coyle gets his first goal of the year in that game. How big is it to get him rolling offensively?
It was just nice to see him really skating. I thought Pasternak's line was really skating last game, and I thought that's why, as a whole, Charlie Coyle and our team was much more the identity that we expect to see regularly.
Mason Lohrei sat out game 2 of the season. He's come back. He's got 4 points, I think, in the last 3 games. Seems like his confidence level's pretty high right now. What have you thought of his game recently?
I thought he's been really good. I think he's been firmer defensively, and I think he's had more urgency in his game, playing more direct north offensively. And, with the talent that he has and his ability to make plays, we're getting results out of it.
Obviously, his offense stands out. Talk a little bit about defensively, a young player coming along in the league in that regard.
Well, and it's harder to come along defensively in the league as a defenseman. He's put a lot of time into getting better, understanding his stick positioning, his angling, and again, being firm on, contacts when you're battling for pucks. And I think that just his competitive nature is going to allow him to get better and better there. And then the offensive upside, there's just some natural instincts that you can't teach.
Couple of days here in Utah for you guys to get together and have the guys have, a little bit of time to themselves, but also a pretty interesting practice facility that you got to visit yesterday.
Yeah, it was nice to go to a practice facility that, has a speed skating rink on the outside and our rink on the inside. It's the good part has been that we've been able to get on the road and we're spending some time together, and you can see the bonding naturally happening as you hear players, teasing one another with new nicknames.
All right, let's talk about tonight's game. Utah has gotten off to a pretty good start. What do you think of their team?
Very good hockey team, exceptional transition to offense team. They got 3 lines that can really skate and make plays. Even their 4th line has 2 wingers that make plays. So in order for us to have success, we're going to have to be above pucks and we have to be committed to checking. If we do those things, I do think we will have success.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Coach Jim Montgomery, we got the face-off coming up next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
This is Boston's most
2.2 seconds left. Face off to Korpisalo's right. Bruins have it. And the horn will sound to end a 5-3 Bruins victory as they get back above the 500 mark with a win here in Colorado and drop the Avalanche to 0-4 on the season. After a bounce-back win in Colorado on Wednesday night, the Bruins make their first ever trip to Utah, where the home crowd is already making a name for themselves around the league.
Just awareness, there's different times you come to different arenas, and for whatever reason, things happen quicker. I hear the crowd is incredible here. I heard the energy in the building is very good, and that gets these guys really excited to play at home for the first time in 5 games.
Jim Montgomery and the Bruins face off against the Utah Hockey Club. Next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Cross to Esposito, a shot.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pasternak wins the series for the Bruins.
The rebound to Trent Frederick. And the Bruins are back in front by 2.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, Ticketmaster, Charles D. Sheehy, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Gort.
Here's Marchand to McAvoy. Backdoor, Pasternak scores!
Bergeron! And the Bruins win the series!
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, it's the first ever meeting between the Boston Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club, and we are happy to bring it to you alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. We heard during our pregame interview with Jim Montgomery him talk about identity, and the way that they played on Wednesday night against Colorado showed a lot of that identity that he's looking for from this group.
It's the closest we've seen so far this season, early part of the season, to the way that they want to play. Not just one line doing it, but but more than one line doing it. I think that they have the fourth line doing it all season long. They've played to that identity, and they were looking for some other guys to get going. Jim Montgomery actually called some of his players out, maybe not by name, but you knew who he was talking about. They knew who he was talking about, saying that they needed to be better. They needed to drive the game a little bit better in terms of putting pucks deep, going to work in the offensive zone, making the other team's defense work, making them uncomfortable inside their own zone. It's something that the fourth line has done right from the drop of the puck here this season, and they've been together in all 4 of those games, or all 5 of those games. But now he wants to see it from other lines, and he did see it against the Colorado Avalanche. Can they follow it up against probably a better team in a sense where when I talk about Utah, maybe a little bit deeper, even though they've got a couple injuries on the back end, maybe a little bit deeper than Colorado is right now, even though Colorado's got that high-end talent.
Yeah, we'll see how the Utah Hockey Club is able to weather the storm through those injuries here in the early part of the season, particularly on the back end, and how the Bruins can try to exploit that tonight. We've got the opening face-off coming up here from Utah as the Bruins take on the brand new Utah Hockey Club coming up next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Attention all enthusiasts. It's the 38th Annual Sports and Card Memorabilia Show at the Shriners Auditorium. November 1st through the 3rd, sponsored by 98.5 The Sports Hub. Over 40 stars. Ray Borg, Crawley Fingers, Chris Hogan, Sony Michelle, Trot Nixon, and many more. November 1st through the 3rd. Visit SureShotPromotions.com.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue are going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two, and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol. William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Hauntfest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic. With free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Hauntfest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
Hey, it's Mads. Are you tired of spending money repairing your heating or AC system year over year? Well, stop the cycle of costly repairs with Rodenheiser Home Services Fix It Forward program. Just show Rodenheiser any past repair bill, and they'll apply up to $550 as a down payment toward a brand new energy-efficient heating or AC system. And the repair bill can be from any HVAC company. Fix It Forward ends December 31st, so visit Rodenheiser.com/fixitforward to schedule a free consultation today. Nice people, great service since 1928.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Back here at Delta Center, let's take you down to ice level as we get ready for our opening face-off. We'll get our national anthem to be performed by Joseph Buenafor. It's the colors.
And now, here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, Joseph Buenafor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say thus that star-spangled banner yet to wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Getting set for the opening face-off between the Bruins and Utah. You take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for Utah is Connor Ingram. On defense, a pairing of Michael Kesselring and Mikhail Sergachev. And up front, it's Nick Schmaltz, Clayton Keller, and Barrett Hayton. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman in goal. On defense, Brandon Carlo and Hampus Lindholm. And up front, Charlie Coyle centering for Justin Brazo and Brad Marchand. Starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SportsHub. New customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
The first 5 minutes are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Michael Buonamano of Lawrence, Massachusetts. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Michael gets a pair of tickets for a future Bruins game, courtesy of New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins on the road in their traditional white helmets, white sweaters, black across the shoulders, black numbers, gold trim, and black pants. Utah in black from head to toe. Utah diagonally across the chest in white, white numbers, and blue trim. Bruins attacking down in the end to our right to get things started. They get the puck deep, but a centering pass is taken away and pushed out of the zone. It'll be Clayton Keller to move it up the left wing side, and Schmaltz tips it in behind the Bruins net. Played to the far side by Hampus Lindholm, kept alive by Kesselring, and he'll play it back in behind the Boston net to the near side. It comes for Schmaltz. Deals it back toward the blue line and lost it out of the zone. Schmaltz gets it back near the blue line, turns it in on goal, and it's gloved by Swayman. He hangs on for the whistle.
Healthy dose of Bruins fans here, Ryan. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good crowd here for warm-up. There's a lot of black and gold in the crowd. Good atmosphere.
It is loud in here early. This is the second home game for this franchise. They won here on opening night, but have been on the road ever since. And a face-off to the left of Jeremy Swayman. And as they get ready to drop the puck, they're going to boot Logan Cooley out for Utah, and so Dylan Gunther will take his place. Far circle down to our left. Bruins control the draw, courtesy of Beecher. Up the near side boards, Kastelik got that puck through him as he was tied up with Valimaki, and he's arguing, but it's an icing against the Bruins.
No, because Valimaki didn't make a play on the puck. He made a play on the body. You got to make a play on the puck there, and that's what Jim Montgomery's yelling at the linesman. He's talking to the referee right now because there's no linesman within shouting distance, but if Valimaki doesn't make a play on the puck and he just takes the body there, it shouldn't be an icing.
So it's Kastelik to take the draw inside the Boston zone. Utah wins it back to the blue line, and Ian Cole wired one up off the back glass. Him bouncing down in behind the net. Mason Lohrei will turn it toward the far side. Beecher helps it out of the zone. Koepke was out in the neutral ice. He's got it. Stops short of the Utah line and now sweeps it in deep. Ingram, the goaltender, goes out to play it. Shoots around the near side boards. To the neutral ice. And now into the Boston zone. Lohrei tried to play it across ice. It was deflected in behind the net. Beecher takes it from there.
That's Krause. He's got a good reach there. You got to be careful of that if you're Lohrei trying to play that puck over your partner.
Dumped in from center ice by Beecher. Utah controlling in their own zone. Sergachev pivots away from pressure from Pasternak, and the puck will go in behind the Utah net. Just over a minute and a half gone by here in the first period. And an errant pass from the Utah zone goes for an icing against the hockey club and back down to their end for the faceoff.
I don't think Tourigny's going to be too happy about that one either. Bruins didn't even attempt to play that puck. All they had to do was reach.
Elias Lindholm will stand in on this faceoff. Zacha in the slot. Pasternak on the near side wall with Peak and Zadorov paired up defensively.
Even on the icing, so.
Off the faceoff, Utah controls. Puck shot out of the zone, and that one's going to trickle in on goal. Swayman paddles it aside toward the far side boards. Zadorov swats it out of the zone, and a foot race up ice for it. Sergachev just in front of Pasternak. Sergachev gave it up and got it back coming out of the zone. Dumps it in from the red line around to the boards as it goes to the far side. As Cooley takes a hit from Zadorov. Free puck to Peak. Zadorov will clear it just out of the reach of Zacha on the far wing. Now Elias Lindholm regains, and Zacha will lift one across the ice into the right wing corner near side. Morgan Geekie in there after it on the forecheck. It'll be cleared out by Dylan Gunther. Thrown back toward Jeremy Swayman. He will shovel that aside, and Carlo picks up from there. Hampus Lindholm from the blue line. Pass ahead, just out of the reach of Geekie at the blue line, and that'll be an icing against Boston.
That puck was hopping all over the place. Never landed on that attempted pass up the middle that time. Been kind of a choppy start this 2.5 minutes in. We've had 3 icings. And the team has looked all that sharp here to start this thing.
The faceoff will be to Swayman's left. Trent Frederick will take this draw. He's on the line with Geekie and Patra tonight. Frederick wins the faceoff. Lindholm has it, gives to Carlo.
Wow, I mean, as soon as they lost that faceoff, they just backed right off. Yeah. That's an easy exit for the Bruins coming out of the zone.
Couldn't gain the attack zone. Tyler Yamamoto going to chase in deep. This is his first game for Utah after signing a tryout contract during training camp. Spent last year in Seattle. Off the near boards, Geekie helps it out of the zone. Cole for Yamamoto. Backs it up, and Cole will bring it through the center circle and across the line. Gives off to the right wing side for Michelli. Sweeps it back around behind the net to Schmaltz, waiting for it near side, but he takes a bump from Coyle. Freed the puck up for Carlo. Bruins have it with Hampus Lindholm sending a long pass ahead. Angled ahead for Coyle, rather. Ingram goes behind the Utah net to play it and spun it back toward the near side. Bruins on it quickly. Marchand ran into Valimaki. Far side board now. Brazo in after Cole, forcing Utah in behind their net. Valimaki will send it out to the neutral ice. Michelli played it forward. Schmaltz into the Boston zone looking for help. Dealt it right onto the stick of Charlie Coyle, and Coyle lifts one high into the air, end over end, down into the Utah territory. Bruins changing behind the play here. Just over 3:45 gone in the first period, no score. Pass through neutral ice, redirected deep into the Boston zone by Kerfoot. Lohrei and Beecher back for Boston. Lohrei skates away with the puck. He'll take it toward the far side boards. Pass across the ice, missed Beecher, and that's another icing.
That was well out of Beecher's reach over on the right wing. Lohrei zipped his pass over from the left wing side. How you liking our broadcast position? Don't get used to it, I'm telling you.
This is this one of the best in the league?
Yes.
It has to be. We are in the back of the lower bowl here.
Yeah.
As opposed to all the way up in the rafters.
I'm telling you. Some of the visiting arenas that we go to.
Well, we've already had a couple of really good ones. Colorado and Florida, not exactly right on top of the ice. Puck in the neutral zone here as McBain pushes it across the line, and Swayman had to make a save from inside as Logan Cooley able to backhand one from just wide of the far side.
That was a tweener, right? And
yeah.
Cooley was able to get a piece of that, trying to chip it right on him.
Here's Elias Lindholm stepping forward. Lindholm cutting to the right wing circle. He'll play it around behind the Utah net. Pasternak on his horse, can't catch up to that far side.
Just
Cooley
a little too hard for him, yep.
Lindholm providing some pressure in the Utah zone, forcing them back into the near corner. Zaka, a takeaway. Center for Pasternak, couldn't get it teed up. And off into the far corner it goes. Ilya Chonik played it to the near boards for McBain. Throws it up toward the Boston end.
Boy, Pasternak would love to have that one back. He's in great shooting position there. He had a bunch of attempts there last game against the Avalanche, and he's in perfect position right there, coming down the slot, and had that puck just slide off of his blade.
Peak passes up the far left wing. Geekie pushed back toward the Boston blue line. Utah putting some pressure on there, but now Geekie will work his way forward from the red line, dumps it in. Around it comes to the near side circle. Contra reversed it back around to that far side. Hampus with a drive. That one knocked off the outside of the net, it looked like, as it came back in behind. 5.5 minutes gone in this first period. Kesselring taking it toward the far boards, will get out of his own zone, but then turns over there. Geekie backing it up. Lindholm had to knock it away from Michelli. Came onto the stick of Josh Doan. He throws one wide of Swayman. Long rebound out of the far corner. Geekie's got it. Bruins starting some changes. Geekie will drop the puck back for Lindholm. Marchand trying to leave it for Coyle along the far boards. Cole read it. Marchand took a tumble, and we got a penalty coming up against Utah. On the delayed call, Swayman headed to the bench. Peak circling behind the Boston net. Extra attacker comes on as Pasternak. As they come across the line now, Marchand's pass is broken up. Michelli touches up for the whistle. And a power play coming up for Boston in the early going here. We've got 13:41 to play in this first period and no score on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 of Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Jew Irish Whiskey. 40% alcohol. William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Haunt Fest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic. With free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Haunt Fest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Celebrate the freedom of choice with great offers on the Bronco family, or get winter ready with the Ford F-Series. Bruins to the power play here with 13:41 to go in the first period, as they whistle Kevin Stenlund for taking down Brad Marchand.
Yeah, trip in the neutral zone there. Marchand was pursuing a puck. Both referees had their arms up. I guess that was a pretty clear indication it was going to be a penalty.
McAvoy's shot redirected wide of the net. Marchand takes one away along the near circle and fires in on Ingram, who made the blocker save.
Sergachev with a poor clearing attempt right there. Put it right on the stick of Marchand in the right wing circle.
Kerfoot gets it deep into the Boston zone, trying to stuff it in far post against Swayman, who is squeezed against that far post. Bruins have the puck back. 1:33 to go in the power play. McAvoy deals to Zacha coming out of the Boston zone. He drops it off for Pasternak. Gains the Utah line. Slips it on to Zacha. Right wing side, it's Lindholm. To Pasternak. Back and forth with McAvoy he goes. McAvoy's got it now on the far side of the blue line. Pass to Pasternak, just kept in onside. Some of the crowd would disagree. Marchand moving high slot. Wristed one up off the back glass. And as the puck gets wrapped around the near boards, nobody was there to keep it in. Marchand has to chase back. Minute to go in the power play. Marchand steps forward into the Utah zone. Brings it into the right wing corner. Sends back to Hampus Lindholm over to the far side. Pasternak didn't get much on a one-timer, but Coyle nearly had a chance in front. Just put it wide. Here's Lindholm with a drive, and that one kicked aside by Ingram. In the near corner, Frederick held against the boards by Cole. Loosened up the puck. Schmaltz will clear.
Yeah, nice play by Bortuzzo there. Using the middle of the ice to find Schmaltz. Bruins had the wings kind of sealed off there. The only area was open was the middle, and Schmaltz able to clear it.
25 to go in the power play as the Bruins get back into the offensive zone. Hampus Lindholm over to Patra. Patra moves it to the top of the right circle. Now Lindholm up top again. Patra, right circle, down low. Lorai spun it through the slot, but nobody got it, and the Utah is able to clear.
Much like the other day against Colorado, the Bruins going with two defensemen on this second unit.
Lorai and Lindholm. Hampus tries to drive one in. It's redirected up and over Ingram's head. Power play is over as Stenlund is out of the box. And Utah coming forward here with Keller down the left wing circle, trying to feather one in front. It was kicked into the corner, and it will be Kastelik to push it up and out of the zone. Kolya Chonak backing up into his own end. 11:20 to go here in the first period. No score. Pass up through the middle. They'll set up for Schmaltz on the left wing side. Kolya Chonak with a shot, blocked by Kastelik at the near circle. He will bring it back out to the blue line and push it ahead for Koepke. Backhanded to the Utah line. Kolya Chonak plays it there and then heads off as part of a change. Juuso Valimaki in his own zone. Keller swings a pass to the right side. Dump in goes across the ice into the near corner of the Boston zone. It is cleared out from McAvoy to Brazeau to Geekie and ahead for Frederick. And the Bruins are offside of the attacking blue line.
Yeah, Geekie, nice play by Brazeau right in the neutral zone, right in front of the Bruins bench on the right side. Going to find Geekie in the middle. Geekie moves that puck wide to the left wing side, but he puts himself offside. Power play, not bad. There's some puck movement there. They had a chance with Charlie Coyle to tail into that power play. Use the bumper. They use the middle of the ice pretty well.
See a face-off just outside the Utah blue line.
I know ideally that, kind of moving forward, there's some tweaks that they might want to make with that power play. They're going to kind of wait and see on it, but right now they're sticking with it.
Face-off win by Geekie, who was standing in after Frederick got booted out of the circle, and the dump in goes off the glass and up and out of play.
Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. Between the Pipes for the Utah Hockey Club is Connor Ingram. And for the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman.
Swayman making his 4th start of the year, 2-1, 2.98 goals against, .893 save percentage. For Ingram, it is start number 5. He is 3-0-1. But a goals against of 3.88 and an .868 save percentage for him. As the puck comes deep into Boston territory here, Swayman will stop it behind the net. McAvoy plays it from there. McAvoy going to bring it out into the neutral ice. Carried up across the line by Mason Lohrei, but then held up by Kesselring.
They're trying to find Krause behind everybody there up the right wing. A transition, that's something that Jim Montgomery talked about in his pregame interview.
Zaka's got it right circle. His shot is blocked by Sergachev. Centering pass for Elias Lindholm broken up. Pasternak gets it back to the point. Lohrei feathers one across for McAvoy. Here's Zaka, high slot with a shot. Blocker save Ingram. Pasternak gives back for Elias Lindholm in the far corner. Try to tee it up for Zaka, but broken up, and the puck comes back into the Boston zone.
Zaka's had some really good chances early on in this season. You know, there's a lot been made of, you know, they haven't scored a lot with that line.
Lohrei had one taken away by Keller, and that one shot wide of the net by Schmaltz. Keller's got it behind the net here for Utah. To Cole with the right point. Pushed it to Keller. His pass broken up by Patra, and out to center ice it comes. Hayton going to bring it right back in here for Utah. Deflected pass gets to Keller along the right wing board. Schmaltz behind the net. Try to force it in front. Denied there by Peak. Schmaltz has it back as he skates it past the hash marks and up toward the blue line. Came off of Peak as he dealt it down low and kicked back onto Hayton. Puck cleared around the far boards, and Zadorov will headman it along for Patra coming out through neutral ice. Patra across the Utah line, cutting to his right. Shot deflected out of play off of Valimaki. We've got 8:50 to go here in the first period. No score between the Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 of Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Haunt Fest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic, with free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Haunt Fest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol. William Grant and Sons Inc., New York.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
8:50 to go here in the first period. No score in Utah. Bruins' first power play of the night was brought to you by Bosch Tools, engineered for efficiency, comfort, and ease. Bosch Tools, built to keep workers going at full strength. Bosch Tools, what hard workers deserve. Face off in the offensive zone here for the Bruins. Charlie Coyle able to pull it backward, but McBain got a stick in there. Utah wins it. As Gunther works it ahead. Cooley moving to his left. Shot around Carlo and wide of Swayman. Came whistling back toward the top of the crease, and Swayman got a stick on that. Kesselring chased back into his own zone now by Brazo. On the far wall, Coyle had it briefly. Pushed out of the zone, but the Bruins regain as Marchand tapped it back in Hampus Lindholm's direction. Brazo will backhand it deep in behind Ingram. comes out of the net to play it. Shoots it up around the near side glass. Peak at the blue line to keep in. Over to Zadorov. He's shot up high on Ingram. Brazo nearly a chance of the rebound. Instead, Utah gets it cleared.
Big rebound on a wrist shot from the point that time.
McBain just lifts it down the right wing boards, gets tangled, and he and Marchand both go down. Play on we go as Peak brings it out toward the red line. Stenlund took back in the Utah zone, and Pasternak nearly able to take that puck from him. Around behind Swayman it will come. Peak reversed it back toward the far side, picked off there by Yamamoto.
Good forecheck there.
Yamamoto trying to get it to the front of the net. Second effort. It's Michelli bringing it off the far boards to Stenlund. And now onto the near side wall for Kolyachonik. Utah brings it back toward the blue line. Valimaki will pass it off to the right side. Stenlund's got it right circle. Shot blocked by Zadorov. Valimaki in deep. Elias Lindholm, Zadorov both there for the Bruins. Digging in after it is Yamamoto. Pasternak has it come free to him along the far circle, but can't get through. Stenlund gets tied up along the far boards. Loose puck. Kolyachonik picks it up, brings it toward the top of the left circle, and risks a shot into the chest of Swayman.
Pasternak would like to have that one back. You know, guy, you got a tired group out there. Just get that puck up off the boards and out. He was trying to make a perfect play into the middle of the ice. There's really no one available, and a tired group gets off the ice here for the Bruins.
6:57 to go here in the first period. Scoreless. Shots are 6-4 in favor of Utah to this point. Kastelik line will come out to take the draw to the right of Swayman. Kastelik against Alexander Kerfoot. Kastelik wins it back into the corner. Lorai pushed it out from behind the net. Beecher's pass got right through it into the slot, and Kerfoot had his shot forced wide by McAvoy.
Well, Beecher, right idea, but Kastelik, it went between his legs there, so it didn't connect.
Crossing pass and a one-timer from the far circle by Krause. And Swayman sliding to his left to make the save.
Bruins a little sloppy inside their own zone right now.
Outlet pass. Koepke tapped it through the neutral zone. Utah back quickly. Krause in across the line. Stops. Far circle. Sends one past Swayman into the near corner. Valimaki with a drive. Kastelik and Koepke both stepping out on that one. And Kastelik, I believe, got the block. Keller pokes it free along the far boards. Lorai trying to force it out of the zone. Instead, taken away. Hayton. Keller's got it. He swings it to the near side. Kolyachonik moving his way down the left wing circle. Shot forced to the outside of the net by Swayman. Keller in the far corner. Pass tipped up into the air by Lorai and helped out into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck comes to Geekie, and he sweeps it down the right wing corner. Frederick will get body position on Valimaki in the corner. Puck locked up against the boards. Patra in there as well. Able to help free it up. Kolyachonik pushed it out toward the blue line, but not out. Geekie among those trying to keep in, and does. Gets it back down into the corner. Patra able to take away and forced a backhander out in front, but nobody home. And the Bruins come back into their own zone off the clear. 5:13 to go here in the first period. Puck hit the linesman far side. Bruins would have been offside. Comes back out neutral ice. Marchand's got it, and he dumps it in. Ingram wheels it back toward that far side for Kesselring. Utah coming forward here. McBain taps it past Peak. Peak going to ride him into the boards near side corner, though, and Brazo comes in to help out defensively. Zadorov at the back of the Bruins net. Spins it around the far boards. It gets past Kesselring and Marchand, who were tied up at the blue line, and that time, not an icing.
Kesselring didn't make a play on the puck. He made a play on Marchand. This time they waved it off. Right.
Coming through neutral ice. Checked by Elias Lindholm. Knocked down Dylan Gunther, and the Bruins have the puck back. Lindholm going to tap a pass toward Pasternak, going in behind the net. Hosta stops and feeds it back toward the far side circle, but out of Zaka's reach. Logan Cooley back and forth trying to shake the forecheck of Elias Lindholm. Michelli will bring Utah out. Through neutral ice they come. Michelli to the left circle. Drops it off Stenlund. Knocked off his stick. Pasternak will backhand it out of the zone. Michelli angles it across the ice and floated in by Yamamoto. McAvoy sent it to the corner for Lorai. Cole holds in the clearing effort. Pushed it back around the boards to the near side. Valimaki throws one in on Swayman, who makes the pad stop. McAvoy will take it off the far boards for Kastelik. Cole has it back for Utah just outside the blue line, and back into the corner it goes. Utah changing as the Bruins, with Lorai carrying the puck. It bounced away from him, and here's Krause moving in right circle. Swayman forced him around the far post behind the net, and then he tried to get it back in front, but Swayman covers.
Kastelik on the back check as well, keeping that puck out.
3:22 to go here in the first period, and we are scoreless in Utah on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 of Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Jew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol, William Grant & Sons Inc., New York.
Hey, it's Mads. Are you tired of spending money repairing your heating or AC system year over year? Well, stop the cycle of costly repairs with Rodenheiser Home Services Fix It Forward program. Just show Rodenheiser any past repair bill, and they'll apply up to $550 as a down payment toward a brand new energy-efficient heating or AC system. And the repair bill can be from any HVAC company. Fix It Forward ends December 31st, so visit Rodenheiser.com/fixitforward to schedule a free consultation today. Nice people, great service since 1928.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Fans, the Bruins have unveiled their special edition Centennial Game jerseys that they'll be wearing on December 1st, and you can celebrate the historic milestone by pre-ordering this collector's item. Don't miss your chance to snag one of the 1,924 authentic pro jerseys that come in individually numbered commemorative packaging. Visit bostonproshop.com to pre-order yours. Jerseys are expected to begin shipping by November 16th.
Did you see the promo ad they had for that? They had Brad Marchand at Matthews Arena. Yeah.
Very well done.
Excellent.
Kastelik and the jerseys themselves, their uniforms are terrific. Here's a chance in front here for Beecher off a feed from Kastelik out of the left corner. And Ingram forced to make a good save.
Yeah, so the Bruins have been a little bit giving here in their own zone here in the first period today. They've been, I'm not going to say nonchalant, but it's just they've turned a bunch of pucks over inside their own zone here in this first period. It's an area that they really need to clean up. We talked about if you're going to have success against Utah, you've got to put them back on their heels, get in the zone. I mean, that's against any team, right? But they've been in a giving mood inside their own zone so far in this first period. Swayman has made a couple saves. They've regrouped a couple times and helped them out in that area, but way too many turnovers.
Face-off win by Utah. Valimaki going behind his net, and the puck will be deflected out of play off the clearing effort. 3:03 to go here in the first period, scoreless. Second game of this three-game road trip for the Bruins, which will wrap up on Tuesday night in Nashville. That game, by the way, for those of you listening on our flagship station, 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston, that game's going to air over on Country 102.5 due to a conflict with the Celtics season opener. So make a note of that for Tuesday. The rest of our affiliates will be in your normal spot. Puck comes into the Boston zone. Carlo sent it off for Pasternak. Schmaltz able to keep in, but now the Bruins will break it out. Zacha dropping it back. Carlo had trouble handling it, but it came to Pasternak, and now Zacha brings it across the Utah line. To the back of the net. Kesselring Able to pull it away from Pasternak, and out to neutral ice it comes. Zadorov, as he backs up toward his own blue line, will deal it backward for Peak, and now Zadorov will start it forward. His pass off of Schmaltz, and that's going to jump over the glass and out of play far side.
I mean, not much going right now in terms of scoring chances. They had Beecher had an opportunity off a pass, trying to go backdoor there, but a little tough for the Bruins to get going here in this first period.
The face-off will be to Swayman's left here with 2:23 to go in the period.
Going back to that Zacha just talking about, he's had some good opportunities here early part of this season, just hasn't been able to finish them.
Marchand scoops up the puck off of the face-off and works his way up the left wing side, getting around Cole, but Valimaki back to play it for Utah. Kept in at the near point by Peak. His shot blocked, and a quick outlet pass by Gunther was trying to spring Cooley.
Cooley's gone. As soon as that attempted shot by Peak gets blocked by his skate, he's gone. He's looking for the breakaway.
Razzo helping it out of the Boston zone and now into the Utah end, but Cole right there. Cooley passes ahead for Gunther. Here's Cooley around the right wing circle, drops it off for Gunther, takes the shot, Swayman save, and the rebound taken by Hampus Lindholm. Backhanded around the near side boards, and Geekie able to hold Kolyachonok at bay. Bruins have it at their own blue line with McAvoy coming to the red. Now to Patra, stood up on a stiff check far side by Robert Bortuzzo. Kolyachonok wrapping it around the near side boards, and McAvoy one-times that loose puck wide to the short side of Ingram. Geekie trying to apply pressure on the far side against Yamamoto. Instead, Michelli will get it up through the neutral ice. And McAvoy's stick got up high on Michelli, and that's going to bring the first penalty against Boston tonight. McAvoy takes the minor for high sticking with 1:10 to go in the period, and Utah will go to its first power play of the game.
So they don't get many power plays, right?
Only 13.
13 in the first 5 games. They don't draw a lot.
They've scored on 4 of those 13.
Yeah, the power play's good.
Over 30%.
And the Bruins gave up 3 power play goals the other day to the Colorado Avalanche.
Face off to the left of Jeremy Swayman. And Schmaltz wins it back to Sergachev at the point. Schmaltz dealing it off to the left circle for Gunther, just missed, but Utah keeps it alive. Schmaltz will tap it for Sergachev, center blue line, over to the right side for Keller. Off the hash marks, Keller pressured by Zadorov, quickly to Schmaltz, and pass across. Gunther had to track that down. Now back in front, Schmaltz to Keller, up top for Sergachev, to Keller, to Schmaltz, in front. Scramble for the puck at the top of the crease as Hayton got knocked down.
Good puck movement. Schmaltz just misfired.
Coyle gets a piece of a pass and now steals one from Sergachev. Coyle leading Beecher up ice. Beecher one-on-one against Sergachev, takes the shot into the glove of Ingram, who drops it back into play, and Keller's got it with 26 to go in the period. Keller carrying up across the red line, across the Boston blue line, still able to maintain possession, backhands it deep. Peak wrapped it hard around the near boards. It'll go the length of the ice. 10 seconds to go in the period as Peak takes one away at the red line and dumps it in wide of Ingram. And Utah looks like won't have enough time for one more rush. Valimaki shoots one from just shy of the red line into the glove of Jeremy Swayman, and that brings us to the end of a scoreless first period. So Utah outshoots the Bruins 10-7 in that first period, but neither team has found the back of the net. And the Utah Hockey Club will carry over 50 seconds worth of power play time into period number 2. We'll have plenty more to come from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 of Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue are going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Hauntfest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic, with free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Hauntfest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol, William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It seems like a second ago we were busting out sunscreen and hanging 10 at the water park. Now we're carving out pumpkins and hanging cobwebs from our windows. A lot can happen in a second. That's why ADT spends all of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers in the industry, with real people giving you real peace of mind. Yes, this season may be spooky, but you can feel secure. Because when every second counts, you can count on ADT. Visit ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club scoreless here in Salt Lake City. Back for our first intermission, and it's time to take a look at our plays of the week from around the NHL. This week featuring major milestones hit by Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby, a goalie goal for Minnesota, and of course the emotional home opener for the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's your NHL plays of the week.
For Morrissey, far side for Scheifele. Scheifele back for Morrissey. Winnipeg will get it established on the power play in overtime. Now for Kyle Connor, shoot, score! For the second game in a row, the Winnipeg Jets win it early in overtime. It's a power play goal for Kyle Connor. And Winnipeg is 3-0 for the first time in franchise history since relocation.
Back for Shabbat. Feeds that back to Stutzla. Stutzla wheels around Byfield, who's tired. Back to Batherson. Works in. Batherson drops it up. Norris in. Shoots. Scores! Josh Norris. Overtime winner. And Ottawa takes a wild one, 8-7.
It's cleared back through the neutral zone. Chinikov has it. Plays it over to Sean Monahan with a shot save made. Rebound! Score!
Sean Monahan got 2 kicks at the can, and the second one was good for a goal. And the Blue Jackets once again lead. It is 2-1. Sean Monahan, after fist bumping his teammates on the bench, just kissed the glove and pointed up to that number 13 banner hanging from the rafters here at Nationwide Arena.
Backhand pulled to the corner by Alexei Protas. Ovechkin back for Protas. He scores!
Number 700 for Alex Ovechkin. Dipsy do getting around the D, White Cloud burn, and right out to Protas, and he puts it past Eden Hill. No problem. Notice how pretty that pass was. Number 1 beats White Cloud, beats 2 guys between their feet, finds Protas. It's 3-1 good guys.
Rockets one in, glove down by Gustafson. It's going to shoot to the empty net. Philip Gustafson into the empty net. He scores! Philip Gustafson with a goalie goal! 8.1 seconds to go!
Bring it up top of the circle. Oh, the cross ice pass for Bouchard, picked off by Konechny. Now on the left wing. The pass, the shot, or the pass. It was Sanheim trying to go to the net. He lost an edge, lost the puck. McDavid, he's got a breakaway. Here in OT, McDavid. Oh, that just goes off the post, the toe. Now Draisaitl scores! Leon Draisaitl wins the game for the Oilers.
And then Crosby stays with it, wins the puck back. Hands off for Brian Russ. Now Crosby dropped off. Malkin shot, got it again right there, and they score! It's Brian Russ on the power play. And Pittsburgh has got back within 1. And Sidney Crosby just picked up point number 1,600 of his illustrious career. Face-off win, final seconds of the power play for Pittsburgh. That one overshot Crosby. Now it's Malkin. Malkin down. Crosby to the front for Malkin. Save me. Rebound scores! Number 500 from Kenny Malkin. Crosby's in front. Letang with the shot blocked by Greenway. Right back to Letang. Now Malkin's turn. Fires across Carlson. Back door. They score! It's Sidney Crosby. It's an overtime winner.
Schmaltz taps it ahead for Sergachev, who tries to tap it back. The Ducks pursue the puck. Carlson with the steal.
Beecher on the end boards. Knocked to a knee, stays with it. Funnels it back toward that far corner. Zadorov in deep to play that puck back around near side. Here's Peak. Shot, score! Redirected by Koepke in front. And the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead as this line strikes again.
Hughes left wing into the Florida zone. Darts back out of the zone, drops to Miller. He'll drive in on the right wing with speed. Miller with a shot. He scores! J.T. Miller, the overtime winner. And the Canucks have their first victory of the season. They beat the Panthers 3-2 in overtime.
Trocheck, now Zibanejad, back for Trocheck, right circle, out to Fox. Fox, cross ice, Panarin fires, scores, hat trick! 8th of his career, 6th as a Ranger. Artemi Panarin on the power play.
Our plays of the week, Artemi Panarin closing it out there with his hat trick. He had another one today. He's got 6 goals on the season already. Here in Utah, it's the Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club scoreless at the end of one period. We will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 of Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
This Halloween season, don't fight the scary crowds in Salem. Head to Wicked Hauntfest at Charlestown's Hood Park. This first-of-its-kind festival in Boston offers spooky thrills and family fun, including Hollywood-level walk-through immersive experiences that will have you screaming with fear. So grab your crew for this Scare Fest, featuring seasonal eats, an October Beer Fest garden, and more. And getting there is easy without the hassle of city traffic, with free 3-hour parking or just take the T. Don't miss out on Wicked Hauntfest. Get your tickets now at bostonswickedhauntfest.com.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep,
Can I display in-store stock online?
definitely.
From every location?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easy returns?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify Point of Sale. Retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in-store to learn more.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
No score between the Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club. Let's take a look at a busy day around the NHL. The Ottawa Senators, a 5-4 winner over the Tampa Bay Lightning this afternoon. Detroit on the road with a 5-2 win over the Nashville Predators, who are 0-5. We'll see them on Tuesday night. The Dallas Stars at home today beat the Edmonton Oilers 4-1. The Stars are out to a 5-1 start on the season. In overtime, Gustav Forsling scoring to give the Florida Panthers a 4-3 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. It's a final up in Toronto with the Rangers taking a 4-1 victory over the Maple Leafs. Also a final in overtime today, the Washington Capitals with a 6-5 win over the New Jersey Devils. The Philadelphia Flyers shut out at home by Vancouver today. It's the Canucks' first win of the season. 3-0 was the final there. The Minnesota Wild beat Columbus 3-1 on the road today. Carolina falling on the road as they lose to the St. Louis Blues 4-3, the final score in that one. And they are games in progress. They are headed to a shootout between the Canadiens and the Islanders. That game is tied at 3. End of the second period. Buffalo with a 3-2 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks. And one game that is just about to get underway in Seattle as the Kraken host the Calgary Flames. That's your look around the NHL. Again, it's the Bruins 0 and the Utah Hockey Club 0. We'll return to Salt Lake City for the second intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It seems like a second ago we were busting out sunscreen and hanging tin at the water park. Now we're carving out pumpkins and hanging cobwebs from our windows. A lot can happen in a second. That's why ADT spends all of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers in the industry, with real people giving you real peace of mind. Yes, this season may be spooky, but you can feel secure. Because when every second counts, you can count on ADT. Visit ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
Prescriptions, copays, lab tests. Even with insurance, healthcare can cost thousands every year. But not for me, because I'm enrolled in VA Healthcare. My service was then. My benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Sometimes your phone breaks. Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
What's up, guys? It's the champ, Sean O'Malley, here to talk to you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money while watching football. Create a lineup, pick more or less on at least 2 players. You can combine players from multiple sports: football, basketball, MMA, soccer, you name it. We got it. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my lineups hit, I can get my money as quick as 15 minutes. Prize Picks invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit.
Right now, Prize Picks will give you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Are you in the market for a new utility vehicle? Thinking about a hybrid, EV, or plug-in hybrid? Kia has 10 electrified utility vehicles to choose from. Whether you're an adventure seeker ready to load up a Sportage turbo hybrid and head out for a road trip, a sharp-dressed professional expertly navigating traffic in an all-electric EV9, or someone who wants electric for every day and fuel for far away and thinks the Sorento plug-in hybrid is more your speed, Kia has something for you. In fact, with a broad lineup of hybrids, EVs, and plug-in hybrids, Kia has something for everybody. So the question isn't which vehicle to get, it's which Kia to get. Find out more at your local Kia showroom today. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. The 2025 Sorento PHEV has an EPA estimated all-electric range of 31 miles on a full battery charge. Actual range will vary.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins radio network.
Boston, the home of the Patriots, the Celtics, the Rams, and the Bruins. Boston's home for sports is 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station.
Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Headed to the second period, scoreless here in Utah.
Need to clean some things up in their own zone, right? I mean, a bunch of turnovers there in that first period. That's an area that, if they want to establish their forecheck and get in and put Utah back against the glass and forecheck like they did against the Avalanche, they weren't able to get out of their own zone enough to do that here in that first period. So I'm sure that was something that was being talked about quite a bit there.
Shots on goal, 10-6 in favor of Utah, who will carry 50 seconds worth of power play time over into the second period. Charlie McAvoy serving a high sticking minor. So the Bruins will be going from right to left on offense here in period number 2. They'll start with Coyle and Marchand, along with Carlo and Hampus Lindholm as their 4-man unit. Schmaltz, Hayton, and Gunther up front for Utah with Sergachev and Keller. As Utah controls the face-off to open up the period, Sergachev from his own zone gives it to Schmaltz and out through neutral ice. Back and forth it goes with Keller and deep around behind Swayman. Schmaltz gets to it first near side and wires it back around the far side, but nobody home, and that will go all the way back down toward Ingram.
Keller was letting it go so it would go back to the point, but Sergachev wasn't over there.
Sergachev dropping it back here for Schmaltz coming out of the zone. Schmaltz going to bring it across the red line, plays it to the Boston Blue, and swept away from there as Carlo gets the clear. 10 seconds left on the McAvoy penalty.
Yeah, it's funny how many times you get power plays that carry over into this, beginning of a period, and you're not sharp when they come out. It's a lot easier to kill.
Krause trying to sneak between the defenders, but Bruins able to turn him aside. Kesselring with a drive from the blue line. That was blocked. From the far circle, a blast by Kerfoot went wide. And it will come back down into the Utah zone. Bruins will change up here. So the power play over. Minute 10 gone in the period. Each team has had one chance of the man advantage. Kesselring from behind the Utah net. Brings it toward the near side circle. Long pass into neutral ice for Stenlund. Directed into the Boston zone. Peak trying to bat it out of there. Krause gloved it down. Puts it onto his stick. Takes the shot from the left circle. Swayman made the save, and the rebound will be brought out of the zone by Trent Frederick.
Yeah, Utah's had that several times here where they've tried that long pass. And even if they're just deflecting it into the zone, at least you can try to get up there on the forecheck. But they have tried to spring a couple of guys as well.
Pasternak couldn't get it cleanly across the Utah blue line. Yamamoto had his pocket picked by Frederick. Geekie played it to the back of the net. It's past Pasternak to the far side circle. And McAvoy pinching down to the hash marks. Geekie going to come in to try to help out as that puck is tangled up in the skates. Back to the blue line and quickly across for Lori near side circle. His shot looked like it might have been going wide from our angle, but Ingram put a pad on it, and the Utah Hockey Club will step forward here with Yamamoto knocked down coming into the Boston zone, but still got that puck off to a teammate for the shot. Michelli putting it in on Swayman, who hangs on.
Hey, Utah's had some gifts from the Bruins, but they really haven't done a lot with them. Swayman's made a couple good saves. He had a good save on a one-timer from the right wing side in that first period, but it hasn't been overly difficult, overly taxing for him here to start the game. Certainly Ingram hasn't been taxed at all.
Face off to Swayman's right, far circle for us. Kastelik taking the draw, wins it. Carlo lobs it out into the neutral ice. Short hop in on Valimaki at center ice. Beecher will toss that toward Ingram, who gloves it and drops it back into play. Valimaki spun it around the far side, but kept in deep by Carlo. Kepke got knocked down behind the net. Puck comes careening through the neutral zone. Carlo backing into his own zone. Will play it off the far boards. Beecher turns it up ice from his own blue line. Pass to the right for Kastelik. And now into the near left wing corner it goes. Both Beecher and Kastelik after it, but can't get there in time. Pushed out to the neutral ice. Valimaki will dump it in from the red line, and we got a fight. Center ice. Kastelik Bertuzzo.
Kastelik finished a hit hard along the wall, and Bertuzzo came right for him in the middle of the ice.
They just tumbled down. Yeah. Didn't really get going on that one, but after the gloves came off.
Thought it was a clean hit, though, by Kastelik. Bertuzzo he took exception to it. Oh, yeah, but it's Cooley. He's a young kid. He turned his back. Yep. Cooley did. So there's no penalty there. Probably get.
Yeah, roughing minors.
I don't know if anybody will get the extra 2 or not, but yeah, it wasn't even a fight. But Cooley dumped the puck out of the zone. He saw Kastelik coming, and he turned his back to Kastelik and faced the glass. And Kastelik just finished the hit, and Bertuzzo came after him. So nothing. And I think Bertuzzo realized it too. They tumbled to the ice, and that was the end of it.
So 2-minute minors each for roughing. And we'll see 4-on-4 hockey with 3:03 gone in the second period. Face-off will be in the Bruins defensive zone. Near circle down to our right. Zacha against Schmaltz. And now Schmaltz gets the boot. Keller will stand in. And the Bruins control the face-off. Hampus Lindholm sent it behind the net for McAvoy. He'll drop it back for Hampus from the far circle. He finds some open space.
Numbers.
Brings it through neutral ice. Goes off right side for Zacha. Trying to center for Marchand. And that was knocked away by a sliding Valimaki. Bounces off Valimaki as Marchand tried to bring it to the front of the net. Zacha got it back to McAvoy at the blue line. Now on to Lindholm. Pass across for Zacha. He wheels it back toward the blue line. Hands off there to Lindholm. Shot blocked. And it'll be brought out by Ian Cole. Schmaltz at the end of the shift. Just pushes it softly into the Boston zone and heads off. Minute 20 to go on the 4-on-4. From behind his own net. Lindholm sends it for Peak to the attacking blue line of Pasternak. Brings into the Utah zone. Stops along the near side corner. Trying to feed it back toward the blue line. And a battle for it. Keeps it alive. Gives to Zadorov. Working his way down toward the hash marks. Throws toward the net. Kesselring blocked that. Took away. And now Utah with numbers the other way if they go. Kesselring will drop it off. Kerfoot goes around behind the net, trying to center. Instead, it's Pasternak to take away as he gets bottled up in the near corner. Peak helps out and drops it back for Zadorov. 40 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Zadorov skates away from forechecking pressure. Now circles back in behind his net. Gunther shadowing him. Peak passes into the middle for Koepke. Koepke cutting toward the right wing side. Across the line to the right circle. Shot. Save made Ingram. Rebound came shooting back out there. Bruins able to keep it alive. McAvoy hands it off for Patra. Bringing it across the ice. Plays to McAvoy, who's down in the left wing corner. Now up top for Lohrei. Over one-timer far side by Koepke. Tipped up and out of play.
Yeah, I think it was blocked. That was good possession there by the Bruins in that offensive end. You're 4-on-4. You don't want to dump the puck in. You want to hold on to it. You want to make plays. You know, if you don't have anything, you kind of regroup a little bit. Much like, you know, going into overtime with the 3-on-3 situations. Bruins do a nice job there in the offensive end of getting everybody involved. You know, you don't have to be stationary back at the point. But the movement there in that offensive zone, and Koepke with the one-timer from the right wing circle. Never got to the net, but that was good puck movement by the Bruins.
Kastelik and Bortuzzo will be released in 9 seconds. Face off in the offensive zone here for Charlie Coyle. Up against Barrett Hayton. Linesman giving Hayton a talking to before he drops the puck. Puck pulled toward the far boards. Geekie gets upended after it. Kesselring brings behind the Utah net, and the penalties will expire. So back to 5-on-5, and the puck is dumped into the Boston zone by Hayton. Memphis Lindholm able to hold Michelli off of it. Try to play it off the far boards, and will push it out just across the blue line. Couple of bodies aside, tangled up there. Pass off the stick of Coyle, and back over to Utah. Michelli couldn't handle one in his direction, and Carlo sends into the Utah zone. Kesselring quickly ahead for Yamamoto. Stenlund took a hit from Geekie as he tried to bring it across the line. Linesman got dumped into the bench, and part of that too, along the near boards. Kesselring, or Kolyachonik rather, will come back behind his own net as Utah starts up. They're moving from left to right on offense. Peak blocks a dump-in attempt. He'll go and chase a rolling puck behind Swayman. Zadorov to Patra, coming out of the zone. Pass just out of the reach of Frederick, but he'll get it off the carom. Block pass picked up by Brazo, going behind the Utah net. Brazo able to keep it moving. And Patra reaching for it along the near boards along with McAvoy. They lost it, and Hayton will lead Utah the other way. Schmaltz across the line. Here's Keller. Top of the near circle, a turnover, and Marchand will send the Bruins back the other direction. Marchand carrying down the left wing circle, slams on the brakes, brings it back toward the blue line, trying to give it to Lohrei as Kerfoot and Bortuzzo both got involved there, and the Bruins pushed out of the zone.
Promising rush, never really materialized. I don't think either team's been overly sharp offensively here today.
Kerfoot going behind the Utah net, tries a long pass through neutral ice. That's going to go in on Swayman, who sticks it aside. Hampus Lindholm try to pass back into the neutral ice, and that's picked off. Just inside the Boston line, Zacha takes one away. Poked loose, and Doan has it on his stick. He'll get it down into the far corner. It's Kerfoot and Carlo. Digging in there as well as Elias Lindholm as Kerfoot goes down to a knee. Puck comes behind the net. Hampus will play it off the near boards out of Zacha's reach, and that's going to be an icing against Boston with 12:44 to play in the period.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have had rushes where they've had numbers and nothing materializes from it. It's been a sloppy game played that way. Good hit by Geekie, just finishing his hit. Linesman became a casualty there, ended up almost in the bench, partly in the bench, I guess. Was that on Stenlund that he hit?
Yeah. Right in front of the Utah bench near the blue line. Bruins will get the puck out off the drop of the puck in their own zone. Kesselring chased by Zacha back into the Utah end. Now a free puck into the Boston zone, and Peak plays off the far wall. Zacha will get it from Pasternak, brings it into the Utah zone, sets up Pasternak, a one-timer kicked away by Ingram.
Maybe their best chance right there. That was off the rush, and that was almost a 3-on-3.
Zadorov trying to come back, yet he's tangled up with Cooley, and we get a penalty coming up. They were in a battle for possession there, and they're going to call Zadorov on the penalty. they're side by side there chasing the puck, and Zadorov arguing, but he's headed into the box with 12:16 to go in the second. Utah will get the power play when we come back on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Big Jim Murray here. Join me Saturday, November 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Netta in Franklin. There'll be live music, tailgate games, and if you're feeling lucky, you might even get a shot at beating me in a game of cornhole. The 98.5 Sports Hub Street team's going to be there. You could also win New England football tickets or a 50-inch TV. And it wouldn't be a party without amazing food. Cousins Maine Lobster and Hogwash Barbecue are going to be serving up the goods. So bring your friends, dogs, and your appetite. Don't miss the fun November 2nd at Netta in Franklin. And for more info, go to nettacare.org.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Fans, TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, the bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. Zadorov to the box here for hooking. 12:16 to go in the second period. No score. Utah will get its second power play chance of the game. And they win the face-off. Sergachev will set it up from the blue line. Shoots it down into the right wing corner. Keller held against the end boards by Lindholm. Puck will pop free back to Sergachev. Walks it along the blue line toward the far side. Shot redirected a couple of times in front of Swayman. The broken stick. Beecher had his knocked out of his hands.
It got it broken in half.
Yeah. Puck along the near boards with Keller. Back to Sergachev. Over to the far side and trying to send one across with Gunther. Kick back out to the blue line, but Sergachev keeps in.
Long way for Beecher to go. He's got no stick. He's out high right now on Sergachev.
Sergachev, one-timer, blocked by Beecher. Sacrificing himself, gets up, and he's hobbling.
That hurt.
Schmaltz pushed it into the corner. Return pass. Beecher comes sliding across and kicks the puck away. Kept in, though, and it was touched with a high stick. As the Bruins tried to clear, Utah kept it in with a high stick on Sergachev.
Yeah, it was close, and Utah not agreeing with that. They didn't think it was a high stick, but Beecher, he reached for this. I couldn't tell whether he got his stick slashed or not, but he's without a stick out high. Big block shot out high. And then he actually played a puck with his skate down near the net. Heck of a job there by Johnny Beecher. Got a good start to this season.
TV feed just showed Beecher shaking off the athletic trainer, saying, "I'm fine." Oh, Utah will gain the attack zone. Here's Doan moving in the right circle. Save made by Swayman. And the rebound forced in behind the net. 51 seconds left on the penalty to Zadorov. Cooley works his way down the left wing circle. Goes around behind the net. Brings it out to the near circle. Now back up for Valimaki. To Cooley. And Valimaki again, center of the blue line. Over to the far side. Oh, they had Cooley on the near circle. They were trying to get it across to him, but Michelli's pass was knocked away in the slot.
Peak picked it out of the air.
Zaka clears it off the far boards and all the way down into the Utah zone. 23 seconds left on the power play. Michelli brings it through the center circle. Pass right side for Doan, just onside. Doan works his way down the right wing wall. Cooley across to the far side. Michelli from the faceoff dot. A centering pass off of Doan into the near corner. Chance to clear, and they do. Just missed Marchand coming through neutral ice.
Lindholm finds him. They had a 2-on-1.
Power play comes to an end. Zadorov joins the play as Utah steps forward here with Stenlund wrapping it around the boards all the way out of the zone to the far side, and Kesselring back to get it in his own zone. Yamamoto now from the red line will lift one into the left wing corner. Carlo first to it, backhands it to the near side boards. Pasternak looking long up the ice. Geekie was behind the defender Kolyachonik, but the puck goes in on goal, and it'll be covered up for the whistle.
Yeah, they won't allow Utah to get a line change here because of where that puck came from. You mentioned saw Kevin Miller in the lobby, the hotel lobby today. He's in for the game.
Yeah.
Friend Kevin Miller. He went out to dinner with Brad Marchand last night. They've got their venture.
Their outdoor clothing company.
Yeah. He's loving life in Montana.
They face off to the left of Ingram coming here with 9:48 to go in the period. Far circle to our left. And off the draw, Kesselring will pull the puck behind the Utah net. Near side, Lorai swatted away from Yamamoto. Patra putting pressure on deep. Puck to the far side boards. Geekie near the hash marks against McBain. It'll reverse around to the near side. Lorai pinching in. Pasternak out near the blue line to keep in. They try to set up Patra. Off balance, one-timer. He got it in on Ingram.
Yeah, I had to take it off his skate.
Pasternak over to McAvoy. Back to Pasternak, center blue line. Now McAvoy. He's got it. High slot. Left circle for Lorai. And a rising shot goes up off the back glass.
Great idea. That's the best sustained pressure they've had here in a while.
9:06 to go in the period. Still scoreless in Utah. Brazo redirects a McAvoy pass deep. Frederick getting position against Hayton. Kastelik digging in to get a piece of that puck. He's got it on his stick now. Brings it toward the near side circle. Up against a pair of Utah players. Keller drops it back for Bortuzzo near the blue line. Bruins get it right back in deep.
Yeah, went off the linesman.
To the near side, Frederick tried to cut in front of Schmaltz, but Schmaltz comes away with the puck. Leads a long pass ahead for Clayton Keller. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Inside the Boston zone, puck in the far corner. Keller able to win it back. Dealt it back to Sergachev and over to Cole for a one-timer from out high. And the save made by Swayman. Bruins chasing along the near boards. Gets the pass to Zadorov to the back of the net. Hayton, Schmaltz, and now Keller from the left circle. Crossing pass, Cole below the dot near side. Had that puck roll over his stick. Utah
tired deep
keeps
air
alive.
out there for the Bruins right now.
Shot, Swayman, save, rebound, covered. And they'll be able to get those tired D a little bit of rest. 7:57 to go here in the second period. And we are scoreless on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh.
Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
7:57 left second period. Bruins and Utah scoreless in their first ever meeting. And just the second home game for the Utah Hockey Club here at the Delta Center. It is packed. It is loud. There are a ton of Bruins fans in attendance. As the face-off controlled here by Utah, but Brazo will bat it past Valimaki and back into Utah territory. Cole swings it out from behind his net. Long pass out to the neutral zone for Kerfoot. Played it across ice. Doan gets stood up at the blue line by Carlo. Marchand tapped it through Cole on the near side boards, and it'll be pushed out of the zone by Coyle. Marchand reaching for it just off the end of his stick. Cole back in his own zone, circling up ice. Krause had a pass broken up by Lindholm. Doan brings it across the Boston line. Shot is blocked by Carlo. He's smarting as Marchand sends it up the right side. Here's Koepke moving right circle. Score! Cole Koepke beats Ingram 5-hole, and the Bruins strike first here in the second period.
The Bruins break this thing. You said it, Carlo blocked that shot. They break it up at the blue line, and then they get going back in transition the other way. Marchand is at the end of a shift. Koepke's fresh. He's had just gotten on the ice. Marchand moves this puck up to the right wing side to Koepke, and it's a partial 2-on-1. Koepke's above the dot, just above the dot in the right wing circle. He's a left-hand shot, and he lets this shot go. And Ingram, I mean, you can just tell by the reaction, it's one that he'd like to have back, but Koepke's able to beat him, and the strong start to the season continues. We won't call it a fourth-line goal, but Koepke got the touch. Back-to-back goals on this road trip.
He'll stay on the ice here as Kastelik and Beecher come out to join him, as is typical after a goal. See if they can try to keep the momentum here.
It was their line up anyhow.
Yep.
Koepke had already jumped on the ice for that line change. And
here's Koepke coming out of the Utah zone. He taps one past Kolyachonok and tries to get around him and ends up getting taken down. And an interference call coming against Kolyachonok, and the Bruins will go right to the power play, up 1-0.
Yeah, Kolyachonok got in his way. He was flat-footed there, and Koepke chipped that puck by him. He's on his way, and they both went down, but they make one call, and now the Bruins have an opportunity.
And for Cole Koepke, that's 3 goals on the year. He's got 6 points in his first 6 games in a Bruins uniform. It's a guy who played just 9 games in the National Hockey League last year for Tampa Bay, spent most of the year in the American Hockey League in Syracuse. Elias Lindholm gets booted out of the face-off circle to start this power play, so Zacha will get in there. Far circle down to our left. Second power play of the game for Boston. Marchand backhanding one around the near boards, trying to get it to Pasternak, but cleared out by Kerfoot.
Yeah, Kerfoot's right there. He's anticipating where that puck's going to go.
McAvoy, pressured by Kerfoot, drops it back here to Pasternak, coming out of the zone to Zacha, to the red line and out of the blue, plays it off the near boards and goes to get it himself. Zacha's got it out near the blue line, wheels it back along the near side boards. Pasternak knocked down, and Kesselring will bring it ahead on a short-handed rush. Kesselring shoots, scores! No! Crowd went crazy, light went on, official says no. Hit the post on the far side. Play is continuing. Crowd.
They'll blow the horn if the puck went in. So they're looking at it right now.
McAvoy
in Toronto,
in his own zone here. Minute 3 to go on the power play. McAvoy drops it off for Pasternak through the center circle. Redirected pass comes bouncing in toward Ingram. He'll play it over to the far side, but Patra is there. McAvoy from the near point or far point to keep it in. Pasternak's got it back. He floats one back to McAvoy. On to Patra, far side circle. Down low on the side of the net is Frederick. Back to Patra again along the hash mark. Steps in toward the dot and tried to get it in front, redirected out of the zone.
Yeah, he forced that one. There was no lane there trying to get that puck across to Pasternak in the left wing circle. Yeah, if that puck had gone in, we would already heard the horn.
Yep. It's 24 seconds left on the power play as play continues. Bruins gain the attack zone. Coyle slipped and fell, but got the puck on to Hampus Lindholm. He's got it down on the right circle. Patra will hand back to Coyle. Now Lohrei Near side point, over to Coyle. He'll bring it back toward the far circle, past to Patra, batted back toward Lindholm. Now to the near side for Lori. Takes the shot. Stick saved by Ingram. Power play will come to an end. And it's still a 1-0 Bruins lead. We're under 4:40 to play here in the second period. Lori retrieves a puck in the Boston zone. Pass right up the middle. Here's Koepke into the Utah zone. Shot up high on Ingram. Save made and got the rebound as well as Koepke followed his own shot. Ingram plays it back into his forward Schmaltz, who leads a Utah rush that gets stopped near the Boston blue line. Zadorov bringing the puck around the near side. Off the far boards and out. Kastelik runs hard into Valimaki just outside the blue line. Back in come Utah. As Koepke's got it near side boards, and he'll play it off the glass and through neutral ice. It will go for an icing with 3:59 to go in the period. Utah will get an attack zone face-off.
A couple tired Bruins out there. They're going to have to suck it up here after the icing call. Yeah, the Bruins a little sloppy on that power play, right? And ends up being Kesselring with the chance coming down the right wing side. He's a right shot, tried to go blocker side. That time on Swayman off the post. Might have gone off both posts. One post hit the other post and went the other way on Swayman. That's exactly what happened.
So the official on the ice got the right call as Cole sends it into the left wing corner. Centering feed ended up off the outside of the net. Stumbling after it was Stenlund. Puck will come around the near boards and poke checked along the wall by Carlo, lifted out of the zone by Koepke, and that's going to get rolling and is going to go for no icing. The Bruins able to get some changes on here as Utah steps forward. Michelli tried to leave it for Stenlund along the left wing boards. Forced out of there. Marchand in the neutral ice, sent back into the Utah zone, but touched by the Utah player offside here. We'll step aside with 3:25 to go here in the period. 1-0 Bruins have the lead here in the second on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Cole Koepke has the Bruins ahead, assisted by Brad Marchand. That's our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to gcenighttrain.com to order. 1-0 Bruins, 3:21 to go here in the second period. In their first ever trip to Utah. As Marchand takes a tumble near the Utah blue line, Cole's got it inside the Boston zone, and his shot turned away with the blocker by Swayman. McAvoy deals ahead for Marchand, lobs one through neutral ice. Geekie giving chase. Valimaki will pivot it back out of the zone, but Lori pass right back to the attacking blue line. Geekie able to find some space, trying to get it to Marchand, coming right down the middle, could not.
Like to have that one back, take that shot there.
Near side circle, played up off the glass and out by Hayton. Bruins will get it back in deep. Koepke will put pressure on, forcing Cole in behind the net. Valimaki pushed it back to the far side. Koepke a takeaway, turns around from the far circle with a shot. Ingram the save.
Well, he had Peak. I don't think he saw him right away. Peak had that stick ready to fire, coming into the right wing circle.
Kastelik wrestling with Valimaki as that puck goes back in behind the net. Beecher able to pull it away from Doan, but on to Krause it comes, and he'll get it out of the zone. Collision at center ice between Peak and Doan. Doan takes a hit from Kastelik as he tries to dump that puck in. Bringing the neutral ice, and Kerfoot will bring Utah into the attack zone. Doan tried to shoot. It hit Kerfoot as he skated through the near circle. Krause to the far side circle. Sergachev back at the blue line. On to Kesselring near side. Gives it into the middle. Cutting right side was Krause. They work it back over to Sergachev, and a high shot. Blockered up off the glass by Swayman. Zaka will start the Bruins out. The pass ahead for Koepke. He'll send it softly into the Utah zone and head off as part of a change. Zaka giving chase in behind the net. Wrestling with Gunther. Both guys end up on the ice. Puck just comes out across the blue line before Carlo slaps it back in deep. Under 90 seconds to play here in the second period. Bruins on top 1-0. Kesselring skates it up toward the red line. Dumps in around the far boards it goes. Off the skate of Carlo back toward the back of Swayman's net. Carlo goes and gets it and sends it back around the far side. Thrown toward the front of the net by Valimaki, but all the way through. And Lindholm, Hampus that is, will get it out of the zone. McBain bringing back in. Carlo on his tail as they go into the far corner. Hampus Lindholm up against Cooley. Carlo sweeping at that puck. Cooley pulled it free, takes a tumble. They're going to get Lindholm for a trip.
Cooley made a nice move there. In tight down low. Just got a little half step on Lindholm. Lindholm reached in and get him for a trip or a hook.
Well, with 48.6 seconds to go, the Bruins will go shorthanded for the third time tonight.
Utah's power plays look good.
You mentioned earlier they came into the night. They didn't draw. They haven't had a lot of power play chances, but they've capitalized on more than 30% of what they have had to this point in the season. There'll be a face-off to the left of Jeremy Swayman. 48.6 to go in the period. Beecher against Schmaltz on the draw. And off the face-off, Keller sweeps it back to Sergachev at the blue line. Over to the far side. And one-timer and a save made by Swayman, and he reaches back to pull the puck off the goal line and cover.
Starts with possession off the face-off. Utah's going to get possession of this puck, and they're going to move it from right over to that left wing circle. The shot was tipped on its way in, and it got behind Swayman coming from the left wing circle. It was tipped. It gets behind him, and he has to reach behind just before that puck is pushed over the goal line. Tell who that was in front trying to reach for that puck down low. I think it was Hayton that was trying to reach for that puck.
Face-off win by Utah. Keller out near the right point. Walks it down the wall. Gives it back up top for Sergachev. Over to Gunther. One-timer went wide. Up off the back glass. They work it to Sergachev again at the blue line. They'll try the one-time pass this time as Keller was looking for Hayton in front. Bruins will clear with 18 to go in the period.
Yeah, that's Gunther over in that left wing circle.
Here's Gunther coming right down the middle, and Peak getting back just in time to knock that puck into the corner. Right circle, Keller whistles on a cross. Couldn't find Gunther over the left circle. 3 to go in the period. Puck still tangled up. Peak's got it, and that will bring us to the end of the second period. And a couple of tense moments there for the Bruins, but they will take a lead into the locker room for the second intermission. Cole Koepke's third of the year from Brad Marchand at 12:49 of the second period is the only tally on 37 combined shots between these two teams so far. We'll be back to recap what we have seen so far from Salt Lake City coming up next on 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right. so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep,
Can I display in-store stock online?
definitely.
From every nation?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easements?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify point of retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It seems like a second ago we were busting out sunscreen and hanging tin at the water park. Now we're carving out pumpkins and hanging cobwebs from our windows. A lot can happen in a second. That's why ADT spends all of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers in the industry, with real people giving you real peace of mind. Yes, this season may be spooky, but you can feel secure. Because when every second counts, you can count on ADT. Visit ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
What's up, guys? It's the champ, Sean O'Malley, here to talk to you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money while watching football. Create a lineup, pick more or less on at least 2 players. You can combine players from multiple sports: football, basketball, MMA, soccer, you name it. We got it. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my lineups hit, I can get my money as quick as 15 minutes. Prize Picks invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit.
Right now, Prize Picks will give you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Sometimes your phone breaks. Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Marchand sends it up the right side. Here's Koepke moving right circle. Score! Cole Koepke beats Ingram 5-hole, and the Bruins strike first here in the second period. That's the only goal of the game so far. Bruins have a 1-0 lead after 2 periods of play. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston here in Salt City. First period, we talked a little bit about the sloppiness from really both sides. Second period, some more offensive chances, but just one cashed in so far for either side.
Yeah, I mean, first period, the Bruins were in a giving mood, right? Especially inside their own zone. They turned some pucks over, a little sloppy, just trying to get out of the zone. You know, whether it was a defenseman reversing and trying to make plays up the boards or some of the wingers trying to force plays into the middle that just weren't there. I thought they cleaned that up in the second period. They were better in that area. You know, the best chance they gave up came either on Utah's power play or when the Bruins had a power play. There was a shorthanded chance there by Kesselring coming down the right wing side. So, 5-on-5, pretty good job by the Bruins in that second period. But I don't think either team has been, overly sharp here through 40 minutes of play. Even when the Bruins were in the giving mood, Utah couldn't do anything with it. They had a couple chances. They've hit 2 posts. They had one post on a power play where it deflected off of, I think it was McAvoy down low. and the other post was Kesselring shorthanded when the Bruins were a little just couldn't do a good enough job keeping the puck in, and it got by him along the wall, and it ended up being a 2-on-1 going the other way. The goal that Koepke scored, good on him. I mean, take the shot. He probably had 3 or 4 shots in that second period. He had the goal, and I know he had a sequence where he had his own rebound, so up a save by Ingram. So he had at least 3 shots in that period. But he's coming down the right side. He's fresh off the bench. Coyle and Marchand are at the end of a shift, and Marchand pushes that puck up to him, and it's a partial 2-on-1, but not really, because Marchand's really not even able to get up into the play. And Koepke takes this shot from, he's a left shot coming down the right side. I guess by the time the shot was taken, he's at the dot. The puck is at the dot in the right wing circle. But one that Ingram, you could just tell by his look that he was upset that he allowed that to go in. It snuck through him. It looked like 5-hole on him. So not much going on. There was a couple of shifts where they had the puck in the offensive zone. There were a couple up, shifts where they had some good sustained attack, but not a ton. Not a ton for either team in that second period.
Yeah, you mentioned Koepke. He had 5 shots on goal so far through 8 minutes of ice time for him tonight. We've talked a lot about Koepke and Kastelik and Beecher, and rightfully so, throughout the course of the early portion of this season.
He had 5 shots in the second period then, because he had nothing in the first.
Well, there you go. I mean, he was, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't feel like I called his name a lot in the first period, but he was very effective in the second.
Yeah, period. He scores. That line wasn't on the ice actually when he scored, because it was Marchand and Coyle, but because there was a broken line change. But yeah, they've been physical again. They haven't had that big sustained attack like we've seen, in the past, but nobody really has. There's only been a couple of shifts where the Bruins have really gone to work on the forecheck. Now we'll see how they handle this third period. 1-0 going into the third. Utah is not a great defensive team. The Bruins haven't been able to exploit that, I don't think, because they haven't been all that sharp, but Utah hasn't been able to do anything at the other end. Part of it's been Swayman, a couple posts. Bruins have done a good job, if they've turned pucks over, in making sure that Utah doesn't get grade A chances from them.
Yeah, Utah's got 21 shots through 2 periods of play, but not, a ton of great chances. They had that one that Swayman pulled off of the goal line as well.
That was
in
power
addition
play,
to the
though.
post. Yeah, on the power play.
That was power play. That puck was deflected on the shot from the left wing side by who took that shot. It was Gunther, I believe, that took that shot from the left wing side, and it got a little redirect, and Swayman had to reach back for it. But again, that's man advantage. So the Bruins still have a penalty to kill here. Minute and 12 seconds remaining in the penalty to Hampus Lindholm to start this third period. Utah had a power play to start the second period. They really didn't do anything with it once the period started. So yeah, we'll see how the Bruins handle this. They haven't had 1-goal leads going into the third all that much here coming into in these first 5 games. So we'll see how they handle it, see how they kind of lock things down, if they're able to lock things down. But I'd really like to see them establish a bit of a forecheck, a bit more of a forecheck than they've had so far in this game.
Well, we are through 2 periods of play here in Salt Lake City with the Bruins on top of Utah 1-0. We've got a check of the out-of-town scoreboard on the way, but right now, time for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation. Don't miss Disturbed, celebrating the 25th anniversary of The Sickness. Live Friday, March 14th at TD Garden with special guests 3 Days Grace and 7 Dust. You can get your tickets now at livenation.com. Bruins 1, Utah Hockey Club 0. More to come as our second intermission continues on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep.
Can I display in-store stock online?
Definitely.
From every location?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easy returns?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify Point of Sale, retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in-store to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Granger. Granger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, guys? It's the champ, Sean O'Malley, here to talk to you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money while watching football. Create a lineup, pick more or less on at least 2 players. You can combine players from multiple sports: football, basketball, MMA, soccer, you name it. We got it. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my lineups hit, I can get my money as quick as 15 minutes. Prize Picks invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit.
Right now, Prize Picks will give you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Second intermission here in Utah from the Delta Center. Bruins leading the Utah Hockey Club by the score of 1-0. We'll take a look at a busy night around the NHL. Earlier today, Ottawa 5-4 winners over the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was Detroit 5-2 over Nashville, keeping Nashville winless here to start this season. Dallas 4-1 over Edmonton. In overtime, the Florida Panthers get the 4-3 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights. Rangers all over Toronto 4-1 the final there. In overtime, Washington Capitals 6-5 over the New Jersey Devils. Canucks shut out the Flyers by the score of 3-0. It was Minnesota 3 and Columbus 1. St. Louis with a 4-3 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. In a shootout, the Islanders 4-3 over the Montreal Canadiens. And Buffalo gets a much-needed win 4-2 over the Chicago Blackhawks. One other game underway right now, and it's in the first period. The Calgary Flames trying to stay perfect on the season as they lead the Seattle Kraken by the score of 1-0. Here in Utah, Bruins 1, Utah Hockey Club 0. After 2 periods of play, we'll have the third period action next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
When it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search. Match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and matching technology that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging to connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 75% of employers claim Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other online job sites, leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences daily. Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Join today by heading to Indeed.com/Podcats11 and get a £100 sponsored job credit. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ11. Terms and conditions apply.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh.
Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
It seems like a second ago we were busting out sunscreen and hanging tin at the water park. Now we're carving out pumpkins and hanging cobwebs from our windows. A lot can happen in a second. That's why ADT spends all of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers in the industry, with real people giving you real peace of mind. Yes, this season may be spooky, but you can feel secure. Because when every second counts, you can count on ADT. Visit ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP.
Fall is in the air, and that cooler weather calls for an update in your skincare. Moisturizing is key to keeping wrinkles at bay. That's why we need a skincare routine that's easy, fast, and gives us results. Plus, what if your products had thousands of 5-star reviews, were natural and affordable? Well, say hello to Dime Beauty. Dime Beauty is clean, high-end skincare that is affordable, and it really works. Not sure where to start? I highly recommend the Work System. It's everything you need in one powerful package. Take out the guesswork with a proven routine that includes a gentle yet effective cleanser, a super skin toner, 2 incredible serums, and 2 luxurious moisturizers. See what everyone is raving about. From serum sets to the always sold out retinol alternative TBT cream, you'll find your perfect skincare match. Dime has over 2 million happy customers, and their product reviews are literally 5 stars. Love your skin again. Go to dimebeautyco.com and unlock your discount. That's dimebeautyco.com. That's dimebeautyco.com.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub. This is a black and gold flashback.
Marchand, right circle, Pasternak, centered, fired, they score! Patrice Bergeron able to fire it home, his first of the season, 4th point of the night, and the Bruins with a 6-3 lead.
That is this date in Bruins history. Back in 2017, Patrice Bergeron with a goal and 3 assists in what was his 900th NHL game as the Bruins beat the Vancouver Canucks by a count of 6-3. Here in Salt Lake City, it's a 1-0 Bruins lead as we go into the second period. Cole Koepke at 12:49 of the second from Brad Marchand. And that Marchand helper means that the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation will donate another $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. So there'll be a minute 12 of power play time here to open up the third period for Utah as they try and get this game evened up. That penalty to Hampus Lindholm, who was whistled off for tripping Logan Cooley inside of the final minute of the second. Bruins will start the period with Coyle and Marchand up front, and Zadorov and Carlo, the defense pairing on this penalty-killing unit. Jeremy Swayman, 22 saves through 2 periods. He is down on the end to our left. Connor Ingram has stopped 15 out of 16 as he takes his spot down to our right.
You're looking at it, 16 shots for the Bruins, 5 of them from Koepke.
Nobody else has more than 2 in the game. On the near side boards.
5 of the 16 shots. In 8 minutes of...
And they all came in the second period.
Just over 8 minutes.
Here's Keller bringing through neutral ice for Utah. He'll send one into the right wing corner. Coyle skates onto it first. Carlo trying to move it around the boards, got hemmed in.
Wouldn't settle for him.
Pushed around the boards near side to Sergachev, waiting for it at the blue line. He's got it. Plays it back in deep. Keller waiting for it in the right wing corner. Back to Schmaltz. And on to Sergachev. And touched it along for Gunther at the left circle. They work it back up top to Sergachev. And the shot with Hayton in front of Swayman. Not sure if he tipped that or not, but it ended up wide of the far post. A chance to clear by Zadorov. It hit Coyle, but does get out of the zone.
That's good composure, though, by Brandon Carlo in behind the net. He's fighting off a couple of Utah players in below the goal line there, and he just pushes that puck free there for Zadorov to get that puck out.
10 seconds left on the Utah power play as Valimaki gives to Kesselring. Kesselring skates it to the Boston line, just inside the line. He'll play it around the top of the dasher to the near side boards. It comes to Michelli. Power play comes to an end as Hampus Lindholm is out. Puck comes right to him near the blue line. He'll feather it up the left wing side, but on the fresh ice, that's going to make it for icing.
And hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
The mid-20 gone by in this second period. Teams are at full strength. Face-off will be inside the Boston zone.
Yeah, you got 3 defensemen out there right now because after the icing call, Lindholm had just come out of the box. So they're figuring it all out right now in this defensive zone faceoff.
With McAvoy and Lindholm lined up in the slot, and they send Peak over by the boards as Michelli wires one wide of Swayman. Utah loses it out of the zone. Michelli's got it at the center ice circle. Here's Valimaki picking up from there.
What were they doing there? Lindholm just went off the ice. Lorai hopped on for him. They still had 3 defensemen out there.
Utah whistled offside, and so the Bruins will be able to figure out their personnel. Send out the Elias Lindholm line here with Lorai and McAvoy. Zaka's going to take this face-off on the far side of the ice and wins it toward the far boards. Just outside the Boston line. Lorai headed forward. Utah's got it here with Sergachev. Sending a pass to center ice. Here's Kerfoot carrying across the line. Drops it back. Kesselring just inside the blue line. Picks it up on the fly. Kerfoot waited to the back of the net. Krause. McAvoy and Lorai both sticking at that puck, helping to free it up. As it comes around the near board, Zaka will headman it along for Pasternak. Pasternak carrying into the Utah zone. Stops near side circle. Wheels it to the back of the net. Bruins it backed off. Sergachev will play it around the far boards. Patra goes to get it there just outside the Utah line. He'll play it back in on a delayed off. Utah with Kesselring skating in front of his own bench near side. Pass it along for Schmaltz. Schmaltz brings it to the left circle. Floats one back to Keller just inside the line, and he'll play it down into the right wing corner. And around it comes for Kolyachonok. Crossing pass. Keller coming down the right circle. Ran out of room and just lifted one through the slot untouched. Schmaltz back in the neutral ice. Geeky, Patra on the near side as well. Pushed it into the Utah zone. Kolyachonok, as he fell, was able to get it over to Bortuzzo. Now it's Keller skating it back to the Boston line. It's just inside the line. Stumbles to his knees. Coyle takes the puck away. Brings it to the red line. Out of the Utah blue. Down the left wing circle he goes. Ingram took a poke at that puck.
Hooking call coming up.
Penalty
Keller.
coming up against Keller. So Marchand from the right circle. Centering pass, and Brasso on the back door was on a knee up against the far post and tried to kick that or angle it back toward the net. Instead, Utah touches up, and the penalty is called.
Yeah, Brazo had a tap-in goal if he's able to handle this. He went down on one knee to try to handle that pass. It went off of his skate. Got to angle that skate towards the net.
No kicking motion. Just
angle the skate towards the net. Yeah.
You're allowed to deflect it.
Absolutely. If his skate is angled towards the net, he's got himself a goal.
16:43 to go. Keller off for hooking. And the Bruins with a 1-0 lead get their third power play chance of the game. Lindholm to take the draw and wins it. Here's McAvoy stepping toward the top of the right circle and fired one in Zaka's direction on the near side of the crease. But Utah able to get the clear.
He was looking for a tip short side.
McAvoy will leave it back in the defensive zone here for Zaka. And wide pass to Pasternak. Gaining steam through the blue line. Chipped it down in the right wing corner. Stenlund got a piece of him and spun Pasternak to the ice. Lindholm keeps it moving. Pasternak behind the net. Pushed it toward the far side. Marchand is there. Pasternak right in front for Lindholm. It came kicking back to Pasternak, and he got a shot in on Ingram, and then Lindholm had the rebound forced in behind the net. Lindholm's got it back right in front and shot it up over the crossbar in tight. Marchand right circle. Here's Zaka. Back to Marchand along the hash marks. Zaka from right in on the doorstep, banging away at the rebound, and Ingram gets it covered.
Wow, signs of life on the power play, at least. I mean, that's some good puck movement by the Bruins. And, they tried to find Lindholm right in the middle, couldn't quite do it. That's a strong move there by Pavel Zaka from to the left of Ingram. He's on the right wing side. He's going to get this puck right along the goal line, and they're going to give him the lane to the net. He takes it right to the front of the net. Tries to slide it 5-hole. Ingram stays with him. Had a couple whacks at it, but they're going to keep this group out there, even though they're a minute into the power play. That's good, strong puck movement in the offensive zone.
And it'll be Lindholm to take this draw. Pulled it toward the near boards. In behind the net. Krause has it for Utah. He'll send it hard off the glass and down. A bouncing puck in on Swayman as he shovels it aside for McAvoy. 53 seconds left on the power play. Bruins going left to right. Zaka will bring through neutral ice. Dumps it in on goal. Ingram steers it up off the glass with a stick. And it gets shot past McAvoy and all the way back down.
Yeah, now they should get the change. Two of them come off.
Coyle and Frederick jumping on. Pasternak stays out there. Hampus Lindholm, he took a little tumble, but he's back on his feet.
At center ice.
Here's Coyle, left wing circle. Pushed into the corner for Hampus Lindholm. Back up top now. They work it to Patro on the right wing side. Deals it back to Pasternak for a one-timer, and Ingram squeezes that one.
Yeah, good little pass from Patro. He's going to penetrate down the right wing side into the corner. Doesn't force this one back through the seam because he really didn't have anything there. He knows he's got Pasternak in support behind him. Going to drop this puck off on the best, and Pasternak steps into a one-time from out high.
So there's 19 seconds left on the Keller penalty. Coyle will take the face-off here. Patra and Frederick with him up front. Hampus Lindholm, Mason Lohrei stand at the ready of the blue line. Puck forced in behind the net. Schmaltz able to clear it past the pinching Lohrei. 10 to go on the penalty. Lindholm circles behind the Bruin net. Up the right side it comes to Coyle. Coyle can't play it past Schmaltz. Still on the near side boards. Cole trying to hold Patra. Power play is over. Teams are at full strength as Hayton brings forward here for Utah. Schmaltz goes over to Keller, top of the right circle. Brings it through the high slot, all the way to the left face-off dot, and a shot. Blocker saved by Swayman.
Swayman followed that, right? He kept moving to his right. Was able to get a blocker on it.
Lohrei pulls up just outside of his own blue line, gives to Kastelik. Kastelik 1-on-5 here as they're changing behind the play. Gets a shot in from a wide angle on Ingram. Schmaltz has it here for Utah and drops it back along the end boards. 14:06 to go in the third period. Bruins leading 1-0 here in Utah. Michelli turns it up ice, gains the red line, chips it down the right wing boards. Peak hammers it around the near side wall. Cole reaching out to help keep that alive, but now pushed out of the zone. Ortuzzo back in his own end here for Utah. The right side, Michelli dumps it in. Near corner. Peak put a shoulder on Yamamoto. Puck will be cleared out to neutral ice. Geekie kicking it onto his stick against Kesselring. Just inside the Utah line. Into the corner. Brazo will bring it to the hash marks. Played it back toward the back of the net. Marchand goes to get it there. Brings it to the near circle himself. Marchand has it taken away as he was tied up with Stenlund, and Yamamoto took that puck. Michelli on into the attack zone here for Utah. Centering pass, Kerfoot. Save made by Swayman to the rebound. They score. Yamamoto able to deposit the rebound as Swayman wasn't sure where it was, and Utah ties it at 1.
Yeah, the Bruins have full possession of this puck in the offensive zone, but try to make a little bit too much. Marchand gets double teamed instead of rotating it back down low. Now it's going to lead to an odd man rush coming the other way. The Bruins are able to rotate back. Precise pass. The initial shot is taken, and Yamamoto rotates to the front of the net. He's going to get the rebound. Swayman has to come left or right to make the initial save. The Bruins challenging an offsides here. They might be.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Jim Montgomery, a couple words there for Brad Marchand on the bench. And if they're challenging, they got to be pretty sure.
So Utah's a couple of posts. One that they thinned earlier tonight.
Oh, yeah, he put himself offside.
Yeah, Yamamoto
put himself offside.
Skated in offside.
Lindholm came over and challenged him right at the blue line. And he left the puck there, and his feet were over the blue line. That's a good challenge by the Bruins.
Yeah, he does not have possession of the puck.
It's not possession.
Yeah, he does not have possession of the puck when it crosses the blue line.
But Jim Montgomery talking to Brad Marchand, you're forcing that right there. You know, you rotate it back down low. Full possession in the offensive zone. I think a great challenge and a great get there by the Bruins video coaches.
The officials, the linesman over looking at it on the tablet here.
I can't believe it's going to take a while. I mean,
puck's not on his stick.
No, it's offside.
Yeah,
definitely.
13:06 to go. Utah has come close a number of times to getting on the board tonight. It has not happened, and it looks as though it may not have happened this time either. Let's get our announcement here.
It was deemed to be offside. There's no goal.
They nailed it. So Yamamoto has his goal wiped off the board. He was the offside offender. And it's still a 1-0 Bruins lead. They'll reset the clock to 13-12, which is when that offside occurred. Faceoff will come outside of Boston blue line.
They're supposed to go to commercial break. Not sure if they're going to or not. I think they're trying to figure that out right now.
That might be what the holdup is here. Referee.
If it was a goal, they wouldn't go to commercial break, but because it's offside, well, they're going to drop the puck. Worry about it later.
Commercials can wait. Face off, won by Zaka. It'll be played up the far boards, and it'll be an icing against Boston.
So we still won't go to commercial break. Yeah, good get by the Bruins video coaches there. I don't think that was one of their easier ones. They've had some good ones over the last couple of seasons. They had one last year in Minnesota. Wow, that was a good get. That was. Sometimes you see them, and sometimes you really got to. There was like a puck in the air, I believe, last year, and they got it. They got it right.
Face-off win here for Utah. Sergachev, left point man, played it down the boards to the dome.
For you to challenge those, I mean, you got to be pretty sure, because otherwise you're getting a penalty.
Right. Here's a shot blocked in front. Krause tried to get it, and Kerfoot whistled one wide of Swayman from the far dot.
Another turnover.
Krause over to Kerfoot. He's out near the blue line now. Threw one toward the net, blocked by Elias Lindholm. McAvoy gets a block as well. Puck scrambled for along the far side of the net. Krause will wrap it around near side for Sergachev at the blue line. On to Kesselring. His long shot taken by Swayman, hangs on to it and draws the whistle. And now we will take a break with 12:33 to go in the second period. It's still the Bruins 1 and Utah 0 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You want to deliver the best retail experiences, but it's hard, especially with multiple stores, staff, fulfillment centers, GMVs, KPIs, OKRs, and the only thing harder is being in charge of it all. But when you switch to Shopify Point of Sale, you can unify retail operations and guarantee smooth shopping across every location. Shopify POS, the best retail experiences without complexity. Visit shopify.com/without complexity to learn more.
Sometimes your phone breaks. Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Boston's home for sports online, 98.5 thesportshub.com.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
Boston, the home of the Celtics, Bruins, Revs, and Patriots. Boston's home is D5, the Sports Hub, Beasley Media Group Station.
Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. 12:33 to go. Bruins have a 1-0 lead over the Utah Hockey Club here in Salt Lake City. And a face-off inside the Boston zone, controlled by Utah, thrown toward the net by Gunther, blocked by Carlo. Played it off the far boards, but not out.
Yeah, Carlo's had at least 4 or 5 blocks here today. He's been involved in that department, but couldn't get that puck out.
Poke check toward the blue line. Gunther takes a swat at it to keep it alive. Centering pass denied by Hampus Lindholm, but ends up getting redirected back into the far corner. Carlo took a big hit, but moved it to Lindholm. Beecher plays it out of the zone. Here's Koepke up the right wing side. Koepke stops along the right wing circle, looking for help. Now takes a shot. Beecher, who I think got hit by the initial shot as he fell down, tried to put one on goal. He sweeps it back in behind the net now, and it'll be Valimaki to reverse it back toward the near side. Brazo putting pressure on, forces Kolyachonok to the far side, and pivots back in behind his own net once again. Gunther, pass up the left side near boards for Keller. Shadowed by Peak. Brazo comes to help out defensively. Cole whistles one across through the slot. Untouched. Out of the far corner. Coyle to Marchand. They did not get it out of the zone. Zadorov back behind his own net. Will try it to the near side for Peak. And now to Marchand, who plays it up the right wing boards. And a big collision along the near side right in front of the Bruins bench as Cole came calling for Marchand. 11:10 to go here in the third period. Keller pushes it back into the Utah attack. Patra near side boards, squeezed by Keller. Still they dig for it. Patra popped it free. Frederick backhands it out of the zone. Bortuzzo back in his own end here for Utah. Gives to Michelli, cutting out across his own blue line. Carries all the way into the Boston zone, down the left wing side. Around the far boards goes Bortuzzo, coming in to try to make a play on it. Bruins have it. Patra will lob one out through neutral ice. Geeky on his horse. Sergachev cuts him off, but Frederick picks up a loose puck from the left circle. A partially blocked shot trickles in on Ingram, who covers it up.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was partially blocked. I think it just went off the toe of his stick, trying to either throw it on net or trying to find Geeky in front. Fan hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you, and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Another reminder for our fans listening on our flagship station, 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston. Tuesday night when the Bruins take on Nashville, you'll be able to find the broadcast in Boston over on Country 102.5 due to a conflict with the Celtics game. The rest of our affiliates will be on with you in your normal spot.
Banner raising, is it not?
It is.
Yeah.
Which is why they're getting precedence over us on Tuesday night. As Carlo pushes it toward the corner. Backhanded in front by Zacha, but taken away, and Utah will start it out.
Oh, good gap there. Lindholm right at center ice. You know, they try to get going. Utah does through the neutral zone, and Lindholm's right there. Uh-oh.
Here's Cooley with speed up the right side. Around Lindholm. Save made by Swayman. And he, as the rebound popped up, grabbed it with a glove. They took a poke at him, and we've got wrestling matches behind the net.
Yeah, that's McBain. He doesn't mind getting involved offensively. He's a physical guy, but boy, flying down that right side that time was Cooley. And Lindholm, I was just complimenting on the play he made in the neutral zone that time. A little bit flat-footed, and Cooley flying down that right side, attacking the net from his off wing. Swayman just calmly holding that short side post and able to glove that puck.
Saw Coach Andre Tourigny yesterday use the term grumpy to describe McBain's playing style. He says he's not grumpy off the ice, but on the ice, he's a grumpy player.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
No.
I'll take that.
I know Andre Tourigny doesn't mind it either. Here is Kastelik backhanding one into the Utah zone. Beecher will go to get it. Able to slip through a check from Kolyachonok. Puck comes back toward the near side. Kolyachonok will get to it first and play it up the boards for Kerfoot. He and Beecher collide. Both guys go down. Kerfoot back up to play the puck from his own end. Up the middle for Doan. Touched it along for Valimaki. Spun in behind the Boston net. And it'll be lifted up and out of the zone here by Coyle. Kolyachonok caught it and dropped it down to his stick right as Marchand came his direction. Here's Brazo a takeaway along the near boards, but Marchand was in the offensive zone offside, so turned back over. Kolyachonik has it from the near circle with 9:10 to play here in regulation. Keller and a spring Hayton up the near side. He goes down trying to draw a call against McAvoy. Bruins get it out. Schmaltz to a cutting Keller. Moves into the Bruins zone. Up top for Cole. One-touch pass looking for Schmaltz in front. Taken away. Patra will skate it toward the near side boards and gets it out of the zone and then takes one away from Kesselring. And Patra's up the left wing circle. Going right to the net with a backhand. And the save made by Ingram.
Kesselring's.
Here's another chance in front. Frederick taking off his stick.
Kesselring stripped Patra of the puck, and Patra stayed right with him.
Keller's pass through the neutral ice, picked off by Morgan Geekie. Mason Lohrei to the red line, dumps it in. Ingram goes behind the net and stops it with 8:20 to go. Stenlund working his way through the neutral ice. Yamamoto kept it moving forward, fired around the near boards, waiting for it just outside the blue line was Zacha. Bounced off his stick. Stenlund moved it across ice. They've got Michelli to send it softly into the right wing corner. Carlo sends it hard around the boards. Pasternak finds Zacha. Here's Elias Lindholm coming down the middle, cutting toward his right. Tried to take the shot, slipped off the end of his stick, and Pasternak's got it back in the neutral ice as Hampus Lindholm drives one in. That one will get beyond Ingram, who came out to play it. Pasternak in the near corner, got it in front for Kastelik, trying to get it to his backhand, and he tripped over the goaltender's stick as Ingram reached out to try to make a play on the puck. Zadorov will start the Bruins out from their own zone. Pass ahead. Koepke redirects that one deep into the Utah zone with 7:23 to go. Kastelik in the far corner, getting into it with McBain. Beecher back to Zadorov at the blue line. On to Koepke.
Tuzo's got a broken stick.
Kastelik to Koepke, left side hash marks. Beecher, Bortuzzo without a stick, trying to make the play on. Instead, it's Peak at the near side point. Gives to Koepke, moving toward the high slot. Shot blocked by Bortuzzo, kept alive by Peak. Koepke's got it, right wing circle. Backs his way toward the corner near side. Back to Peak. Over to the far side for Zadorov. Now to Coyle. Backhands toward the corner for Marchand. Marchand behind the net. Bortuzzo goes crashing into the end boards to stop him. Puck gets through Zadorov back at the far point. And Swayman will come out to the far circle, shoot it back ahead quickly. And here's Coyle just inside the Utah line. And then forced out of the zone by Valimaki. Zadorov barking at the official. Thought there should have been a Utah penalty somewhere in there. And now there won't be as Coyle gets taken down. Puck will come back into the zone here as McAvoy plays for Brazo. Brazo giving chase as Kesselring back to play for Utah. And now Ingram goes down in the crease. The crowd looking for a penalty there. There won't be one. 6 minutes to go. Patra brings it across the line, drops it off for Frederick. He goes down as he tried to tee up a shot. Patra deals it back to the blue line for Lohrei. Fires a pass across to McAvoy. Back across for Lohrei. Fakes the shot. Drags it to his forehand. And his shot gets blocked in the slot.
Yeah, Krause was able to just stay with him enough to get a piece of it as Lohrei tried to drag that puck to the middle.
McAvoy gets it and deals it around behind his own net. Lohrei to Zacha, cutting toward the far side of the ice. Pass ahead. Elias Lindholm redirects it into the Utah zone with 5:20 to go. 1-0 Bruins have the lead. Schmaltz with a pass ahead. Kolyachonik behind the defense. Backhander. Score. Kolyachonik apparently just got that under the bar. And Utah's tied it at 1.
Well, the Bruins were in total control here. Kolyachonik gets this puck up the left wing side. I don't think Carlo saw him. Carlo was kind of covering Keller, looking at Keller. Didn't expect Kolyachonik to jump up like he did on that left side, and he gets behind everybody. And he's a left shot coming in the left side. Got a lane to the net. He goes backhand and up and over the glove of Jeremy Swayman, just under the bar.
I thought at first it might have hit the crossbar and come out. But Toronto takes a look at it. It's a good goal. We're tied at 1. 5:08 to go here in Utah. Puck dumped in behind Swayman. Michelli gets in there against Zadorov's. Zadorov's got him up against boards. Stenman finds a free puck, shoots it back into the tie-up between Zadorov and Michelli. Puck will be sent around the near side boards now. Bruins will away with it with Peak giving to Koepke, lobbed out into the neutral ice. Kastelik gets bumped off stride. Stenman will bring it back to the Boston line. Drop off for Michelli. Shot blocker save Swayman. It's taken and pushed up ice here for Kastelik. Brazo going to chase up the right side. Slips around Kesselring, but Kesselring stays with the puck and gets it to Sergachev. Pass off a skate. Brazo trying to get to it and does just inside the blue line and sends it back around the boards with 4:15 to play in regulation. Pass up the right side for Gunther. Dumped in around behind Swayman. Popped free toward the slot. Taken out of there by Pasternak. Brings it into the neutral ice. Can't keep it moving through the red line. McAvoy will turn it away from the Boston zone. Gunther's pass broken up by Pasternak, and the Bruins have it with McAvoy shooting down into the Utah zone. Pasternak, they're going to whistle that an icing?
That was a little late.
I mean, Pasternak won the race to the dot, did he not?
Well, it's where the puck's going, though. It doesn't, in that situation, it doesn't matter. It's just a late whistle. Even Ian Cole looked at the linesman like, you know. If the puck's going away from Pasternak and closer to Cole, they have that discretion.
So 3:43 left. Tied at 1. Face off down into the Boston zone. Elias Lindholm will take this face-off against Barrett Hayton. Lindholm won it. McAvoy backhands behind the Boston net. Lohrei will feed it up the far side for Zacha. Drops it back here for McAvoy. Schmaltz got a piece of his pass, and Utah's got it with 3.5 to go. Schmaltz in across the line. Poke checked off his stick by Lohrei. Keller keeps it moving out near the blue line. Shot into traffic in front. Not sure if it got through to Swayman or not. Keller will deal it off for Sergachev out near the line. Over to Kesselring. Keller, right wing circle. Sergachev off the cross ice pass. Back across to Keller. Stepping toward the face-off circle. Taken away by Lindholm.
Good help by Lindholm in the middle of the ice that time.
Utah trying to get right back into the zone, and they do as they're changed behind the play as well. Keller gets it from Schmaltz. Steals it off for Malaki. Long shot. Redirected on Swayman. Rebound puts just wide of the net. Swayman made the initial save, and then as the puck comes back out in front, McAvoy just shovels it to Swayman to cover it up. 2:45 to go in regulation. We're tied at 1 here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh.
Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep.
Can I display in-store stock online?
Definitely.
From every location?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easy returns?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify Point of Sale. Retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in-store to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
The Bruins Ultimate Fan Sweepstakes is back for the 2024-25 season. Head to bostonbruins.com/ultimatefan and enter for your chance to win 4 tickets to an upcoming Bruins home game this season. 1-1 is our score here in Utah. 2:45 to go in regulation. Face-off will be to the left of Jeremy Swayman, down to our left. Zaka against Doan. Doan gets kicked out. Kerfoot gets in. Kerfoot wins it. Doan sends it back to Valimaki at the blue line. Over to the near side. Kolyachonik back over to Valimaki. Pressured by Beecher. Steps away from him. Skates it down the right wing circle. To the back of the net to Kerfoot. Kept it moving back to Kolyachonik at the near point. Over to the far side. Beecher blocked the initial shot. Second one went high and wide, and Hampus Lindholm has the puck. Around to the far side again for Beecher, but Krause able to keep it deep. Bruins will try it to the near side, and Carlo had it taken away by Kerfoot, and from a wide angle, he missed the net.
That puck would not come off the wall that time. It was up on edge, and it was right up against the wall. I mean, Carlo had a second or two there to make a play, but he couldn't get it off the wall.
2:03 to go as Utah comes back toward the Bruins zone. Zadorov will fire back out of there. Just out of Pasternak's reach. That's going to be an icing.
Too many of those today. You know that Jim Montgomery highlighted that not that long ago, and it's the ones that can be avoided, the icings that can be avoided. I mean, there's been some missed passes, and that started right from the beginning of this game.
Face off to the right of Swayman. Coyle against Cooley.
Oh, no. He doesn't get kicked out. That's a new rule.
Right.
He's got to stay in there.
Gets a warning first, right? Does a second time, it's a penalty.
Yeah, they haven't called that in a couple of years. At least in the games that I've seen.
Coyle to Pasternak coming out of the zone. Trying to drive it into the Utah end. We've got Pasternak, Marchand, and Coyle together here with 1:38 to go. McBain swept it past Peak. Zadorov trying to get it away from Gunther. Takes it away at the back of the net. Zadorov's going to skate it forward here to the red line. He sends it down into the right wing corner. Bruins going to turn and go for a change with 1:20 to go. Tie game. Sergachev left it for Cole behind the Utah net, and Sergachev heads off as part of a Utah change as well. Cole hands off to Keller, who brings it out to his own blue line. Kolyachonik with speed down the left side. Swept it to the back of the net. Keller on the far side. Knocked down by Koepke. Free puck. Cleared out by Lohrei. Brazo will sweep it in behind Ingram, who steps out behind his net to stop it, and then takes another dive as Lindholm went by. That's twice this period he's done that.
Call the dive then. Call the embellishment. They're not going to. I don't understand that, but I mean,
32 seconds left. Pass angled through neutral ice. Here comes Utah across the line. Drop pass for Michelli. Michelli sent it back across toward the near side, just out of the reach of Yamamoto. Now Michelli from the bottom of the far circle got a shot in on Swayman. Rebound forced behind the net. Lindholm, Pasternak swept it ahead. 11 seconds to go in the period. Is that going to make it far enough for icing? No, it was tipped, so they wave it off anyway. And deep in his own zone, Sergachev and Kesselring will just wait for the horn to sound to end regulation, and we're headed to overtime. Tied at 1. Kolyachonik's goal at 14:51 even things up. We'll have overtime when we return to Utah here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep.
Can I display in-store stock online?
Definitely.
From every location?
From 1,000 locations.
Email capture, easy returns?
Of course.
Can it make me right all the time?
No. Shopify Point of Sale. Retail made right. Visit shopify.com/in-store to learn more.
Sometimes your phone breaks.
Ugh.
Dude.
What the?
Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn
No!
into, oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
The Bruins' first visit to Salt Lake City. It's going to take longer than 60 minutes. As we go to overtime, tied at 1, Cole Koepke at 12:49 of the second period with his third of the year from Brad Marchand. Had the Bruins on top until 5:09 remained in regulation. And Vladislav Kolyachonok scored his first from Nick Schmaltz and Clayton Keller. And we're even at a goal apiece. Shots are 30-23 through regulation in favor of Utah. In the third period, they led 8-7. Bruins will start with Zacha, Pasternak, and McAvoy as their three-man unit. Keller, Stenlund, and Sergachev out there for Utah. And Utah will control the puck first as they go back into their own zone with it. Sergachev hands off to Keller. Keller takes a tumble against Pasternak, and they're going to call Pasta for a trip. Ingram goes to the bench. Extra attacker has come on, and it's 4-on-3 here with an empty net at the Utah end. Schmaltz still in his own zone with the puck. Plays it around Pasternak. They work it ahead for Gunther. Just inside the Boston line. A drop pass for Schmaltz. Sent over far side. Keller with a wrist shot. Save made. Swayman, and the rebound is touched up to draw the penalty against Pasternak with 4:18 to go here in overtime.
Yeah, well up the ice this time, you know, right inside the blue line. And Pasternak, he's just going to get caught reaching a little bit. Keller tried to cut back on him. It's a trip. You know, he makes a nice cutback, and Pasternak gets in there on the feet of Keller.
So it will be a 4-on-3 power play for Utah. And they're going to use their timeout here to set things up. Utah 0 for 3 on the man advantage tonight, as is Boston. But they've had some good opportunities.
4-on-3 this time, and they have moved it around pretty well, but going to make sure they're all on the same page here for this 4-on-3.
Both teams' units gathered around their coaching staff. Joe Sacco working that dry erase board at the Boston.
Probably be Lindholm,
bench.
Carlo, and Coyle, I would imagine, for the Bruins.
Face-off will be down to our right, to the left of Jeremy Swayman.
Well, giving the Bruins a lot of extra time to talk about this thing, huh?
Just blew his whistle and had to go over to the Bruins bench, but it is in fact Coyle, Carlo, and Hampus Lindholm. Schmaltz, Keller, Gunther, and Sergachev, the four-man power play unit for Utah. 4:18 to go in overtime. Tied at 1. Coyle against Schmaltz on the face-off. Coyle kicking at it. Comes for the near boards. Utah will get possession. Sergachev moving it along the blue line. Deals on to Keller, right circle. Back up top, Sergachev. Keller, one-timer, snapped his stick in half. Carlo gets it to Hampus Lindholm, and he shoots it off the glass and out past a leaping Keller, who had gotten his new stick from the bench.
Swayman read that well, but Keller had that stick one-timer from the right wing circle, snap in half, and that allows Lindholm to clear.
Minute 33 to go in the power play. Schmaltz drops it off for Keller, far side. Challenged by Carlo. Keller's got it back along the blue line. Steps into the left circle. Up top for Sergachev. Out center blue line. Sergachev deals it off left side for Gunther. Back to Sergachev. One-timer, and Swayman takes it right in the logo.
Yeah, he got a good look at that. Sergachev can bring it, and he's right in the middle of the ice for that one-timer, but Schmaltz had vacated the front of the net. Change for the Bruins with McAvoy, Zadorov, and Zacha coming out for this.
3:32 to go in overtime. A minute 14 to go on the Pasternak penalty. Zaka 4 out of 8 on face-off so far tonight. Go up against Nick Schmaltz, who's won 3 out of 4. Schmaltz wins this one. Sergachev along the blue line, gives to Keller, top of the right circle, pass across, picked off by Zaka in the slot, cleared all the way down. A minute to go on the Pasternak penalty, 3:18 to go in overtime. Through the neutral ice, Keller brings it across the line. Schmaltz will leave it at the blue line for Sergachev along the near side. Steps toward the top of the right face-off circle, gives down low to Keller, back up top Sergachev. Sergachev takes the shot, and it bounces wide off a redirect in front.
Zaka trying to deny that pass over to the left wing circle as they're looking for Gunther.
Zadorov cleared the puck into the neutral ice. Sergachev plays it away from him. Gunther will bring it right back in here for Utah. 25 to go in the power play. Oh, just out of Coyle reach, but Sergachev misplayed at the blue line and out. Bruins getting some changes on the 3-man unit. 15 seconds before Pasternak gets released. 2.5 minutes to go in overtime. Michelli hands it off for a cutting Hayton. Hayton right side. Back up top for Michelli. Goes to the left wing circle. Still carrying the puck. Now on to Cooley. Pasternak comes out of the box. Kesselring scores! Kesselring coming down the right circle. Beats Swayman with a wrist shot. And Utah wins it 2-1.
Now, Pasternak's out of the box, but he's not in the play. It's not going to go down as a power play goal, but for all intents and purposes, it is. Kesselring had a chance in the second period, run one off the post. This time he's going to go short side to the glove side of Swayman. Gets a lot of time and space in this right wing circle. He's in great shooting position. He's going to beat Swayman clean. As Lindholm goes out to try to block it. Good shot by Kesselring. But essentially it's a 4-on-3 goal because Pasternak really wasn't back in the play yet.
So the Bruins pick up a point but fall in overtime. 2-1 the final. We're back to recap it next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda.
Shopify Point of Sale is retail made right, so you can give in-store shoppers what they really want.
Like buy online, pick up in store?
Yep.
Can I display in-store?
Turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes your phone breaks. Ugh. Dude. What the? Oh, seriously? Hey, life happens. But at Verizon in the Providence area, we got you. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on one of our best 5G phones with Unlimited Ultimate. And turn...
No!
Into... Oh, yeah! Visit a Providence area Verizon store today.
It seems like a second ago we were busting out sunscreen and hanging tin at the water park. Now we're carving out pumpkins and hanging cobwebs from our windows. A lot can happen in a second. That's why ADT spends all of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers in the industry, with real people giving you real peace of mind. Yes, this season may be spooky, but you can feel secure. Because when every second counts, you can count on ADT. Visit ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. 24. Exams available at the Independent Doctors of Optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
I was running until I wasn't. My hospital stay would have cost nearly $48,000, even with insurance. But with VA, I'll pay $0. And VA is the best, most affordable healthcare in America for veterans like me. Knowing that my family is waiting at home and a surprise medical bill isn't, that's good for my heart. My service was then, my benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Pasternak comes out of the box. Kesselring scores. Kesselring coming down the right circle. Beats Swayman with a wrist shot. And Utah wins it 2-1. Utah wins it 2-1. That's the final score back here in Salt Lake City, along with Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Bruins had the lead here with just over 5 minutes to go in the game and let a point slip away here tonight. But, we talked about it throughout the night. There was, on both sides, a lot of sloppy play. But you look at those numbers, 22 giveaways tonight for the Bruins.
Yeah, sometimes, you take it with a grain of salt. Like it's kind of subjective a little bit, right? Where that depends on what arena you're in and what people determine a giveaway or, whatever. Certainly through the first period, there were a ton of them. And it was sloppy through the first. I thought the Bruins got a little bit better in the second. And then, third period, they're up 1-0. They're not in a whole lot of trouble. I mean, they gave up some things early in the third, but then they kind of tightened up. There was the goal that was challenged, the offside. That came back eventually. Yamamoto scored it, but it was called back because it was offside and properly challenged by the Bruins. But then they weren't giving up much, and so off the rush, they give up the chance, and all of a sudden the puck's in the back of the net. Take a penalty in the offense, and I think that it was definitely sloppy early. They tried to clean it up as the game went on, and eventually come out on the short end. You get a point, you take your point. You take your points when you can get them, especially when you're not at your best. And I thought that was the case here today. But a very winnable game. But, even when you're not at your best, you come out with a point, okay. You move on to the next one, which is going to be in Nashville for a team that's 0-5 to start the season. 0-5 for Nashville, a team that, many feel it can go deep into and they still might. But just a terrible start for them. And the Bruins will go in there with an opportunity to come out of this road trip, 2-0-1, points in all three games with going in there. So, okay, you weren't at your best. You had a good game against Colorado.
.com/feed the puck. We'll be back for a quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard and our 3 stars of the night as we continue from Salt Lake City on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the
All of their seconds helping protect all of yours. So while you're off sipping cider at the orchard, the ADT Plus app gives you complete control over who has access to your home. With the Google Nest doorbell from ADT, you can see for yourself if the person at the front door is a scary goblin or just your next door neighbor. And ADT has the largest number of company-owned 24/7 monitoring centers.
Sound and get double serum for 10% off a free 8-piece gift plus free shipping on your first order. That's CLARINS.com/sound with promo code SOUND.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Forsling through center, right side, Reinhardt to the circle, Reinhardt in front, a chance, backdoor feed, and they score! And the Panthers win it in overtime. Gus Forsling was set up right out in front, and the Panthers win it 4-3, the final.
Yeah, Florida playing host to the Vegas Golden Knights here tonight. Florida comes out with that 4-3 win. It's at the end of 2 periods. And it has Seattle taking on Calgary. That game is tied up at 1.
Tonight, experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. The number 3 star of the night from the Utah Hockey. Kolyachonok apparently just got that under the bar. And Utah's tied it at 1. Yeah, Schmaltz bringing Kolyachonok on that break down the left side, gets the assist, and the number 3 star of the night. The number 2 star from the Bruins, their lone goal scorer, Cole Koepke. Marchand's 3rd goal of the season earns him 2nd star honors, and the number 1 star goes to the game-winning goal scorer, Michael Kesselring. Pasternak comes out. The Utah Hockey Club goes to 4-1-1 on the season. The Bruins drop to 3-2-1 on the campaign. In goal tonight for the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman. He came up with some big saves, but he'll take the loss tonight in overtime, stopping 30 out of 32 shots that he faced. And down the other end, it was Connor Ingram stopping 22 out of 23 shots that he faced to take the victory. The Bruins and the Utah Hockey Club both came up empty on the power plays this evening. The Bruins getting 3. To listen on our flagship station, 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston. Please note, Tuesday's game will be airing on Country 102.5 FM due to a conflict with the Celtics season opener as they raise the banners. So we'll get out of the way. We'll move over to Country 102.5 FM. Our pregame coverage will begin at 8 p.m. Eastern time with a face-off set for 8:45. If you're on one of our other affiliates outside the Boston area, we will be with you on your normal station on Tuesday night. Again, 8 o'clock for the pregame show. This is Ryan Johnston. Thanks so much for joining us, and good night from Salt Lake City.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers. The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, Ticketmaster, Charles D. Sheehy, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the cup is back.
Sports app.
They have a lot of fun things that go on in the morning.
This is the show that has 2 pros and a cup of Joe.
Not certain how guys are going to run routes or where they're going to be, and I'm not speaking for Dak. Dak may say, hey, I think everything's amazing, but as a former quarterback watching it, it's got to get a lot better.
Wow.
Wow. Open season, baby.
Wow.
By the way, I love the fact that it's their bye week, too. They're probably like, you know what, we could really get this bad taste out of our mouth. We just need to get back on track and get a big win. Nah, gonna let you think about it a little bit.
Yeah, but it gives them extra time to get healthy. They need that. They need their defense to be better.
The road like the Broncos did on a short week with a rookie quarterback that didn't play well and win by 3 touchdowns.
That's the kind of guy that I am.
2 words. Doug Gottlieb.
Don't let me grab this mic right here one time.
Better yet, Coach Gottlieb.
Now you got it.
Admit it. Your afternoons just got better.
Dude, you get everybody in, you look them in the eye and go, let's go.
Your home of the pass. We are by Wharf.
Yeah, 38-35.
Fox Football Saturday, and we're recapping your full day of football.
We're the best team in football.
You're listening to Fox
Sports Radio, Fox Sports Saturday into Sunday as we just passed midnight Eastern. Aaron Torres, Jason Martin, we are broadcasting live from the TireRack.com studios. TireRack.com will help you get there. An unmatched selection, fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and over 10,000 recommended installers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And as always, we are live from the TireRack.com studios, midnight Eastern, but the sports world is one team in the country, 30-15. There was a controversial play in that game, and I just want to talk about do that. So it was a controversial play at the time. Texas got the ball. They scored a touchdown. But after the game, Kirby Smart has had a couple of comments. This one from Seth Emerson of The Athletic. This is from Kirby Smart. I believe the post-game podium. We'll try to find the sound. He said exactly what we said, J. Mart. He said, now you've set a precedent that if you throw a bunch of stuff on the field and endanger athletes, that you've got a chance to get your call reversed. And that's unfortunate because, to me, that's dangerous. And again, I promise we're going to get right back to the Yankees clinching the ALCS. But I just say that to say that Kirby Smart thinking the exact same thing you and I were talking about in hour one.
And this is exactly what he should say. Even after winning the game,
It doesn't affect the outcome, but it affects the future. And I cannot envision a scenario in which the NCAA does not put a nix to this before another football game is played next week. There is no way you can let this continue. Like, this has to be addressed. These officials have to be suspended, at least for a game. They're going to be reprimanded, I'm sure, behind closed doors. But like, this is just the precedent that this sets is a no-go. Like, this must be completely eliminated immediately, because there is no scenario in which a fan base should not try to do this if there's not going to be a penalty. It gave the officials a chance to look at the scoreboard in the building, realize, you know what, that call wasn't that good, and then just overturn it because of an artificial delay created by fans who were not penalized. The team wasn't penalized for it. There wasn't an unsportsmanlike. Yes, there will be a fine, but who cares? The good news is it doesn't affect this game. So, all right, you just saw what this can look like. Now make sure it never happens again, because this would be catastrophic going forward for college football. Like, this is far worse than just about any other can of worms that you could open for fans to see a way to where they can influence a game.
No, absolutely. And as you said earlier, I thought it was a great point. We found out this week the NCAA can change a rule in a day, because they did it with the Oregon-Ohio State 12-man on the field penalty. By the way, on a much lighter note, Kirby on the actual broadcast told the ESPN sideline reporter after the game, "Nobody gave us a chance. Your whole network doubted us. Nobody believed us." Then he continued, "And they tried to rob us with calls in this place." So Kirby's feeling himself right now. But you know who else is feeling themselves right now? The New York Yankees. They have advanced to the World Series for the first time since 2009. Giancarlo Stanton, with 4 home runs and 7 RBI in this series, has been named ALCS MVP. And I think maybe that last point, J. Mart, speaks to me why it just feels like it might be the Yankees' year. We'll get into a potential matchup with the Dodgers, potential matchup maybe even with the Mets, obviously with the Dodgers up in that series. But I bring it up because when you look at the Yankees, the Juan Soto acquisition, you cannot deny, has played a huge impact on that team. As I mentioned, 41 home runs. By the way, to take out Aaron Judge, but 41 home runs, led the league in runs. That's Juan Soto. But I think it's also worth noting Giancarlo Stanton was a guy that was widely criticized in New York for years for not coming up big, especially in the clutch. He is named ALCS MVP, 4 home runs, 7 RBI, another home run this evening as the New York Yankees are headed to the World Series for the first time again since 2009.
Yeah, so right now, Stanton is holding up the trophy, and he's named ALCS MVP, had 4 home runs in the series. And, yeah, he's been widely criticized, and probably deservedly so. I mean, when he was brought in to do this. This is why you bring a guy like that in. This is why you bring a Juan Soto in. Even though it didn't go great for him out in San Diego, we knew what he was in Washington, and he comes home. He looks like he should have always been in a Yankees uniform.
I know.
Like, he just does. He looks like a New York Yankee to me. He's terrifying. Like, just when he is on, there's almost nobody better. So you look at this team, even though, maybe they weren't expected to be right here, and they don't have that payroll that they once did where it's number 1 in baseball and bottomless pockets and all this. There are other teams that are competing with them monetarily on a regular basis. There's a lot of stars on this team. And that's the other thing that I think that you love if you're Rob Manfred is you get Judge, you get Stanton, you get Soto. If you get the Dodgers, you get Ohtani on top of all that. You've got every storyline in the world. You'll have the biggest audience that you could possibly have because you've got the 2 biggest markets in the country in New York and L.A. With skin in the game to watch this if that's what you ultimately get. And with that large audience and the coverage there, you have an opportunity to market your game in front of a lot of people with, I think, very infectious teams. Like, I think at this point, especially as a Braves fan, go Yankees. As unbelievable as that is for me to say, especially considering I was at Yankee Stadium when Chipper Jones flipped the middle finger to them.
Wow.
During the first year of interleague play. It was after the World Series. It was after the 98 World Series. So it was the next year when interleague play started. I happened to be in New York. had graduated high school and was there and just hated the Yankees for everything they were worth. But the Mets can't get with that. Nope. And Dodgers definitely cannot get with that. So I look at it and I say, yeah, I actually think I'm pulling for the Yankees to win the World Series. And Hades has frozen over.
Wow. Look at you. Look at you. I mean, I get it. Being a Braves guy, I totally understand. Yankees are on the field. They are your AL champions. ALCS MVP is Giancarlo Stanton. J-Mart, I'm going to ask you the super cliche, obvious question. Dodgers are up in their series. We'll see if they can close it out tomorrow night against the Mets. Listen, I know the Subway Series creates nostalgia, and Roger Clemens chucking a bat at the head of Mike Piazza. Yeah. But I think I would guess that all of our bosses at Fox and Fox Sports want a Yankees Dodgers World Series. What do you think that would do for Major League Baseball? Because this is a sport that, listen, we don't. This is a night to celebrate baseball. It's not a night to do the whole, hey, is 162 games too much? Whatever, blah blah blah. But I would think that you could not get a better setup. Dodger Yankees, not just two mega markets, but mega brands. Ohtani, I think, has finally gone mainstream this year as part of a winning team. I know he hasn't had the best playoffs by his own insane standards, but again, Aaron Judge, obviously, what we assume is going to be an MVP season in the AL, which almost a certainty. Juan Soto, as you said, playing unbelievable, looking like a Yankee as he heads into free agency. Giancarlo Stanton finally figuring it out. I can't. There's just, to me, it's not just that you get those two big brands, but you get the stars operating at the highest level. I can't imagine Major League Baseball would want anything more.
No, you couldn't. I mean, really, if you look at the championship series, with no disrespect to Cleveland, if you could have had New York, Boston, you would have preferred that if you were baseball and you were looking at it from a market standpoint. But you end up with both New York teams and the Dodgers. And I think if you wanted to change out anything at all, like if it wasn't going to be the Mets, it would need to probably be the Braves or the Cardinals. I think those are probably the other teams that I would look at in the NL. I might be forgetting somebody, but maybe the Cubs. But like outside of that, I mean, you can't ask for more than this. You have the stars, like we talked about. You've got these major media markets. You've got teams that national radio, national television will want to talk about. Like these will be topics that will actually make it on TV. Whereas if it's the wrong teams, and I say wrong in air quotes, it would never be the wrong teams if they deserve to be there. But in terms of how much coverage and how much it's going to be talked about, there's a difference. And so, yeah, this is the perfect. This is it couldn't be better for baseball to get the Yankees in. And if you do, in fact, get the Dodgers in, even though the Subway Series would have its own interest level, it wouldn't be the same. If you end up with Ohtani and Judge both, if you end up with the Dodgers and the Yankees both, New York and LA both, you just can't ask for more than that if you're baseball. You have a golden opportunity to grow your game potentially again after what wasn't like a great season overall with the regional sports networks issues and just some of the other things, but you did have some memorable stuff. You had obviously what happened in Alabama, and you had all of this. You had the chase for Ohtani, and you had the numbers for Aaron Judge, and all this, and you end up with both those guys in a World Series. Like if you scripted it, that's what you would want.
It is what you would want, and we are halfway there. The New York Yankees start spreading the news. They have advanced to their first World Series since 2009. Beating the Cleveland Guardians in 5 games. They clinch in Cleveland. Giancarlo Stanton is your ALCS MVP. Tell you what, J-Mart, we'll come back. We will put a bow on this Yankees coverage advancing to the World Series, and we will start to look ahead to what should be an insane week in the NFL, but also look back because we got to talk a little bit about the Cowboys and maybe a few other things that happened in Week 6 before we can get ahead to Week 7. It is just such a fun time of year to be on to be talking sports. Speaking of talking sports, nobody does it better than our guys countdown to kickoff. So football fans, be sure to tune in to Fox Sports Radio every Sunday morning beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific for Countdown to Kickoff presented by BetMGM. Brian Noe, Jeff Schwartz, professional bettor Bill Krakenberg will have you covered 3 hours before kickoff every Sunday morning. Listen to Countdown to Kickoff presented by BetMGM right here on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeartRadio app. We'll come back, put a bow on the Yankees clinching a trip to the World Series, what it means for Major League Baseball, what could happen on Sunday night with the Dodgers and the Mets, and we'll talk some NFL. This is Fox Sports Radio.
The pitch. The World Series is almost set. The New York Yankees are in.
The Yankees dugout goes nuts. They're all on the field.
Keep it locked for reactions to the ALCS. And start breaking down the Fall Classic with us on Fox Sports Radio.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.